Two peas
Two
in a
peas in a
bong.
bong.
Two peas in a bong. Two peas
Two
in a
peas in a
bong.
bong.
Two peas and a bong. Two peas and a bong. Two peas.
Two peas
Two
in a
peas
bong.
in a bong.
All right, y'all. Two peas in a bong in the building again. It's your boy DP.
And it's your boy KP.
And Bong may not be with us live today, but he may be in the chat. So shout out to Bong as usual. Al Sucks at Mock Drafts is already in the building. Nunya already in the building. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Nunya, I know you are feeling good, Nunya, because your boys live to fight another day. So, ooh, he said, well, listen, so Nunya, he says they're saying Tatum is out for next year too. I kind of expected that. Um, with devastating injuries, I've been on record with saying that it takes 2 years to kind of learn your new body. Um, I know when I tore my Achilles, it took me about that to kind of start running around and being comfortable with how it felt and stuff. So you got to learn how you get new twitch,
Yeah,
basically. You know, yeah.
absolutely.
Same thing with Paul George. We were talking about Paul George when he had the broke his leg and all that stuff. Like it took him about 2 years to kind of get back in the mix. But
But
yeah,
when
man.
back,
Hmm?
but when Paul George came back,
Yeah,
he was still
yeah. He was.
that nice.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see. He says my dad had Achilles surgery, but because the bone started growing over his tendon.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's another thing. So Tatum went basically the next morning to have the surgery, right? Same thing with me.
Yeah, he
Yep,
didn't
they went in, they did the clinical test, checked it out. Um, everything they need to do after that, before they even got the MRIs and all that, determined it was torn for me. And then the very next morning, they're like, we should schedule you, to get this done. And I was like, let's just go ahead and do it. You don't want nerves, you know, dying. Basically, you want to get that stuff going ASAP. And you got to think, man. I'm talking about me as a regular,
Yeah,
weekend
you're not an
warrior.
athlete.
Yeah, these dudes are they look at them as investments.
Absolute assets.
Yeah, assets. Like we got to make sure we get him back on the court ASAP. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So um Tatum will likely lose a bit of explosiveness. I agree. But if you see, he's already settling for threes, so he'll just continue settling for threes.
Now he's got a real excuse. Like, well, yeah, it's like, okay, paid him. I mean,
No,
I'd like to see him post up a little bit more now. And
we'll see.
selfishly, I feel bad that I said that I'm anti Tatum right before he got hurt. That's one of those. I wish I would have just kept to myself in that moment of frustration.
Yeah.
Um, but just because I'm anti Tatum doesn't mean that I didn't feel bad that he ruptured his Achilles.
Oh yeah,
You can
it's
be anti someone that's that's just and I'm talking about from an effort standpoint. I'm not talking about as a player, as a person, as a human being in his career standpoint.
yeah,
No.
because anti Tatum is a bit, I guess it calls for some explanation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
'Cause
yeah, that's why I said I feel bad that I
I'm
said
like,
that.
damn, anti Tatum.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Bong in the chat was good. Bong.
Yo, what up, Bong? What up? What up?
Alf sucks at Mark's draft said, while you're anti Tatum, he said, I'm anti Missoula ball, not anti Tatum, to be honest.
He don't like that three ball.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
You know,
none you say you're forgiven, KP.
yeah. The I mean, but you know what, man? This was a great bounce back win, man, for Boston. Like the emotions were running high. They're in Boston. They didn't have Tatum. They were playing like they had nothing to lose. Derek White has been really, really good the whole playoffs. So
Hmm.
let me start by saying that.
Yeah,
Like,
even in the L's.
yeah, like Derek White he's been very, very good. And tonight, um, he was expected and asked to do more since there was no Tatum, and he delivered. So, shout out to Derek White. I believe Derek White will be an all-star next year. I'm just go on a limb and say that ahead of time. If Derek White is with the Boston Celtics, like they keep Brown and they keep
Oh, he'll
Derek
be
White.
there.
No, well, they're gonna make some changes in the offseason.
They can't let him
I
go.
just I I agree, but I just want to preference my comment by saying if him and Brown are in Boston together, he will be an all-star next year. And
Um,
yes, Nunya. I'm gonna get to that too.
yeah, you might as well get to it. Then you said something, so
I
let's
thought
go
no,
ahead and get this shit out the way.
no. I thought you were gonna comment on something I said. That's why I was like, I'm waiting.
No, I was gonna say you said the emotions were high.
Yeah.
Our thumbnail says the Celtics survive to play another game. Is that it? Just one more?
Mhm.
I'm I'm asking because I still think they're done.
There's a correlation, man. I want to see. I gotta see what OG Ananobi does, man, because OG Ananobi likes to take vacations. Every time the Celtics shoot good from three, he takes a vacation and he doesn't show up. That's happened twice. So if OG Ananobi doesn't show up and he's on vacation this next game in New York, the Celtics will win again because that means the Celtics are going to shoot good.
So
It's like
none.
the
Go ahead.
robot. You know how you pop lock and they send it to you and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That's OG Ananobi. OG Ananobi stops and takes it
it is
over.
just like.
No, 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 he sends it to the Celtics, and
Oh,
the
okay.
Celtics start shooting, and they don't send. They're like, "Send it back, send it back." Nah, they don't. The Celtics don't send it back. So he
Okay,
just stuck like,
that's what I meant. Like he's
yeah,
stuck.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I got what you were saying. Um, so Nunya says he thinks the Celtics have a chip on their shoulder now.
Mm,
Um, yeah. I don't think they're gonna win the chip this year, though.
is it, man?
I think they got this. I think New York, or all the conspiracy theorists out there who want to join in with KP sometimes. Hey, if it's a storyline, they want to end this in New York. Get to the Eastern Conference Finals at the crib. Win this game 6, and
And please, them bullshit ass fans.
there you go. Had a house rocking, sell some
Yeah,
more tickets.
yeah.
Throw the party in NYC. You know what I'm
Playing the
saying?
go
So
New York, go New York, go.
yeah, yeah.
Go New York, go New York. Like, get that shit out of here, man.
Yeah, so I think they trying to take it to the crib just to end it, but that's me. Um,
None you a chip on the shoulder, man. If someone's got a chip sitting on their shoulder, we just flick it off, man. That that
yeah,
chip don't mean nothing.
yeah,
that
yeah,
that chip will get eaten.
yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know, Nunya. I mean, you got the spirit, high spirits flowing through you tonight too. You got some hope, just like they gave you a little bit of hope and some energy. But
Yeah, you just found a four-leaf clover and a leprechaun.
yeah.
That's what Nunya did. But I wanted to get up to his. I wanted to talk about his comment. His comment was, um,
Oh yeah, yeah,
"My guy,
yeah. Come on, let's get through this shit.
my guy, man.
Uh huh.
Huh? Yeah, my guy. That Cornette, Luke Cornette. The guy I was talking about. I said, hey man, Luke Cornette he's serviceable. He's just had to wait his turn. And the announcer said it tonight. They said that Porzingis has some kind of virus.
Okay. Yeah, I
They didn't.
didn't. I
They
didn't.
did say virus.
Is it a stomach virus?
Prayerfully,
Is it a?
prayerfully, it's not HIV virus.
Okay.
I said,
Um.
yeah, I'm saying prayerfully, but they did say it's a he. They said he's had it for months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like so.
Wish him
Um,
well, man. I wish him the best in the
I
full
do,
recovery. Shake it
but you
off.
can see
Hmm?
that he is a shell of himself out there.
No, he is, but and you were saying that Cornette was serviceable. I'm just
Yeah,
talking about, is he the guy to step in for a long term assignment? And I think that was what the question was more geared towards. They were like, if Porzingis isn't that um next year, then where do they go? I think it was Porzingis and somebody else. Was it you, Al Sucks at Mock Drafts, who asked the question? It was if Porzingis wasn't serviceable and somebody else
yeah.
wasn't there.
Who are the C's
Yeah,
gonna
who
look at
would
it?
they rely on? And I mean,
And I said Luke Cornett.
yeah, but is that long
I
term? You think long term?
I think it's time that you do it.
No, I'm saying, are you confident that he can do what he's doing now consistently over an entire season and whatever playoff run they have next
And
year?
and this is what I'll tell you. You can't lose Porzingis and Horford.
That's
You
who it
can't lose.
was. It was Porzingis
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Horford.
you can't lose them both. No, he can do it with another one of them, preferably Horford. If you've got Horford, I still think that
So Nunya
Cornet.
is saying no. Nunya, are you saying no to Cornette as a long term?
Yeah, I like Cornet, and I'm not even I can't stand Boston, but I see the potential in Cornet, and I said that even before he had this game tonight. Like I see him helping because Cornet doesn't. He's not gonna play out of character. Like there's some big men that just do silly like Rudy Gobert. For as good as Rudy Gobert is, Rudy Gobert does some silly things offensively
Mm-hmm.
to where you ask yourself, like, why? Cornette
Yeah.
isn't as talented as Rudy Gobert. But he doesn't make the same mistakes as Rudy Gobert either. So Cornette's gonna score inside. He's gonna shoot high percentage shots. He's gonna disrupt shots on the defensive side. He's gonna rebound.
But
He's
KP,
service. Yeah,
KP,
yeah.
I like how um you have a cool take and somebody happens to come through and then you're like, yeah. But what I'm asking you is, we're talking about removing two starters.
And I said no. I said no. Don't. I
Okay,
said
so
I said he has
no,
to
no,
have
no,
one.
but that was the scenario.
Yeah, yeah. I'm yeah. So I've had time to think it through,
Okay.
and I'm
Because you
saying
were on it yet the
no, 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 no,
whenever
no.
we were on last time.
Yeah, I've had time to think it through. I'm saying keep him with Horford.
Okay.
Yeah, keep him with Horford.
Um next year though, um it's gonna be tough for Boston. Uh I don't know what moves that they'll make to kind of, you know, get some help for Jaylen Brown. Obviously, now they ain't trading Jaylen Brown right now because I know there were people were talking about if they get swept and all of this stuff, would they trade Jaylen Brown? But that was when you had Tatum, a healthy Tatum in the mix. Now, I think Brown is there for sure. Uh,
Absolutely.
and you were talking about Derek White, they better figure out a way to make sure that they re-sign him. But I don't know, man. I think it was, who was it? Was it Nunya who said this is Jaylen Brown's time to shine?
I don't know
Um,
who said it.
yeah, it was. I think it was Nunya. He said it was Jaylen Brown's time to shine. Um, he yeah,
Yeah.
he better figure it out soon. Um, Especially if you talking about time to shine in these playoffs, because like I say, I think it's done.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. And then further down,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's what I was looking at. And I was saying, I could believe that, um, because Jaylen Brown, he may not be the people's champ or preferred by the masses. He's still respectful to all people. So, Jaylen Brown will still take an interview and still be eloquent in the way that he talks and explains himself to the media. So
Mm,
he's still going to be professional.
yeah.
So, you may not like him, but you do have to respect him.
Okay.
But I
mean,
mean, I don't.
I'm kind
Boston,
of I'm kind of along the lines of what Bong is saying. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's fully a full on bad relationship, but I don't think he would be opposed to spreading his wings somewhere else as the main guy. Um, but now he can get a preview of that.
man, guy.
Yeah, he can really get a preview of that. But they are stuck together, as Bong is saying. They definitely are that.
I
So
don't think, but I mean, so I know that Boston is going to take a step back, right? Without Tatum, you can't lose a Tatum.
definitely.
But you go to this offseason, right? There's no USA basketball. Drew Holiday gets to recover. Um, Porzingis gets to recover. Jaylen Brown gets to recover. I still think that they're going to be competitive. I still think that they will be a playoff team. I
So go ahead. Go ahead.
I still think that they could hover between 45 and 50 wins. I still believe that.
In the East, would
Yeah,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So
But because remember, I was saying Jason Tatum supporting cast is probably the best one in
yeah,
the NBA, maybe outside of what, arguably like OKC or something like that. So we've been debating about what Tatum should and shouldn't do, and should he go to the basket more, and why he's not the face of the league, and all of that stuff. But what's not up for debate is that regardless of how you feel about his game, if you're anti this or pro that, Celtics are better with him.
oh,
Period.
absolutely. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
the
agree.
Celtics are better with him, and
I
they
agree.
are taking some steps back. And
Yeah,
they got to figure it out, like um and especially with, like, with the just shooting three strategy, that ain't changed, as you can see. Regardless of the personnel that's going to be rolled out there, they putting them bitches up. They still shooting a bunch of threes. So uh, they went, but like I say, Brown will drive a little bit more.
yeah.
He'll get to the basket a little bit more, or at least to the paint, and shoot some mid range and drop some passes and stuff like that. He'll draw the defense and drop a couple cool passes, which he did in that game. So,
I
but
mean, and I'd have to go back and look at all the other games. This particular game, they shot 49 3-pointers, which is still over half their shots from the field are 3-point shots. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But looking at it, you really had two guys that shot a bunch of threes. Your your main guy of attack, which I'm saying Jalen Brown is the main guy of attack, even though he didn't have the most points. He shot 17 times. He only shot 5 3-pointers. So that's like a third of his shots. So even with that, at least your main a point of attack man isn't settling on threes. He's trying to get closer to the basket. That's kind of the difference with the Celtics now without Tatum.
Well, well, I think Pritchard becomes more of a primary ball handler, and he is shooting threes.
No, I said it's two guys, but I'm saying your main guy on the offensive side, which is Jalen Brown now. He didn't have the most points tonight, but he
Right,
is your guy on the offensive
which
side.
is
And
by
huh?
default though. By
Yeah,
default,
but
he's the main guy.
I'm saying he shot 17 times.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them were 3-pointers. That means he's putting more pressure on the defense because he's getting closer in. He's getting closer to the basket.
Right.
It's more mid-range. And I'm saying that's the difference between them shooting threes now with Jalen Brown as your main guy on the offensive side versus them shooting threes before with Jason Tatum being your main offensive guy, because Tatum, he's supposed to be your main guy of attack, but over half of his shots are 3-pointers. So he's not really putting the pressure on the defense for the drawing kick.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty much saying the same thing about Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because he's like I said, he's getting to the paint. So I agree with you.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so no, I'm saying so they're still shooting the ball, but the looks are they're going to be a little bit different.
Mm,
That's that
I
I
think
think.
you're still gonna see a bunch of threes going
No,
up.
no, 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 you will, but I'm saying they may not be as contested because
That-
he's drawing the defense in.
If he has the ball, but that's why I said Pritchard. Pritchard is a primary handler too. So he's gonna have the ball, and he's just looking to come off screens and put
He's
it up.
Chuck,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
he's Chuck Norris.
yeah, and Holiday can get to the basket, but he's shooting too. That just shows you that the
But
philosophy is shoot the three.
but but
Holiday can
Holiday
get to the
shot
cup.
but Holiday shot 8 shots today, and he only shot 3 threes. So over more than half his shots were at least inside the 3-point
That's
line.
only, but he still put up three of them. He only
Yeah,
shot
he did,
eight.
but
One
he
more
was
is half of it. Like, come on, dog. Like,
yeah, but even within the 3 he took, he still hit 2 of them.
yeah, that's not. I'm not saying whether he hit or not. I'm saying he's putting them up too. Like their philosophy is just get them up.
This guy
Um,
right here,
who? Oh,
Chris
Chris,
Darder.
back in the building, huh?
Yeah, Chris
Um,
Darder.
so this is what. So Alf Sucks at Mock Draft says the league wants Minnesota or New York. Now I think they want that as a finals for sure. Like I said, those two teams were in that trade,
Absolutely.
swapping Carl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle.
Yeah.
So that will lead me to this where Alf Sucks at Mock Drafts is saying Julius Randle been stellar this postseason. Who's winning that trade? Who seems like they got the better end of that deal right now? It seems
I
to be working out for both teams, but
Al sucks at mock drafts. I don't want to use the word stellar. Um he's been really good. However, well, he's been good statistically. However, when you really watch him play, because sometimes the stats are misleading. For all the good that Julius Randle does, half of those things are harder than what it has to be.
Yeah,
It's not
it, yeah.
necessarily the easy or efficient thing to do. He's talented. And in this league, a lot of these basketball players are
Okay.
talented. They just make tough shots.
So I think you froze a little bit.
Oh,
You said it looks harder than it has to be.
absolutely. It's more difficult than what it has to be. I mean, even in the game when he had the triple double, I thought about the passes he missed.
Uh-huh.
Like he's missing people and just seems like he makes the game a little harder than what it has to be. Talented, so he has the ability to hit tough contested shots where the defenders are draped over him. But yeah, he's made a lot of bonehead plays though in this playoffs.
But the end result is, whether it looks hard or it's harder than it has to be, the end result is he's coming through. So what are you know what
Yeah,
is
I'm
it?
saying that's what those stats
But
be.
well, is he hurting? Is he hurting his team?
No, no, he's not hurting him. He's helping him.
Yeah.
He's
I know I feel you though, because it's sometimes you looking like, "Ugh," you like on the edge of your seat, like, Julius, no, 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 and then it's like, oh, okay, all right.
I saw him miss what's the guy's name? Alexander Walker.
Hmm.
I saw him he missed him wide open on a slip for a layup. Like
Remember
just
though,
huh?
remember what I told you though.
What?
They're playing through Julius Randle.
No, I hear you. I'm saying he missed him on
No,
the slip, and then after he missed him, then he because he
he
just didn't look left, and then he looked right, and then threw the ball right away. Like,
with the Brett Favre chest passes,
yeah, so
a bunch
close.
of
That he
steam
hit,
on it.
so close that he's hitting you with his hands when he's throwing the ball. Like, man, what are we doing?
But do you see what I mean about the action that they run? Like they've been bringing him up
Up
top.
high, yeah, up high,
Yeah, yeah, and they
absolutely,
just kind of, like, it's not Anthony Edwards who's
yeah,
initiating pick and roll. It's like
yeah.
going through Julius Randle first.
Yeah, Julius, we're gonna let you. Yeah, we'll let you. And he's faking the dribble handoff every time. Yeah, he giving it up. They come around. Oh, whoa, nope, nope. I'm going left. I'm going.
Oh shit. So Al Sucks at Mock Draft says there's absolutely some boneheaded plays with Randall, but I think the good outweighs the bad by a good margin. I can agree with that. And that's kind of like that's a good way to put it. Yeah, definitely. But he's been cooking, man, like,
Yeah.
on a verge. Did he got a triple double in one game, right?
Uh, Not
Or
this
was
game.
really close? No, I'm saying in one of the games.
Yeah, I'm saying not this game, but the
Okay.
game before. Yeah,
Yeah, so who got the better, who's winning that trade, man?
I say the same thing, man. Minnesota won the trade
Hmm.
because Minnesota got two plug and play guys. DiVincenzo is DiVincenzo is a beast, man. He's not the sixth man, he's the seventh man, but sometimes he's better than Nas Reed as the sixth man. I would say in this particular series, he was better than Nas Reed.
Okay.
Nas Reed was better in the first series, though, against the Lakers. But
Yeah.
Nas, man, Nas Reed didn't turn into nasty Nas Reed. Like, he's not trying to pass. I'm
uh
looking,
yeah, this ain't been his best series, which, I mean, you know, good for them because they're not at optimal level.
yeah.
So, if he starts cooking again, that just bodes well for them when they play who? Is it gonna be OKC?
I think Denver's gonna sneak a win in tomorrow, man. I think this is
Okay.
going 7.
Okay. Look, before we start talking about
The next game.
the next game, look at
Yeah.
this though. Do you think this is what it's gonna be?
The
OKC versus Indiana in the finals?
I sure hope not, man. That would crush the ratings. I don't.
I'm not sure if Indiana
That
if
doesn't. That
Indiana
doesn't
beats New
sound
York.
appealing.
Yeah.
That just doesn't sound appealing. I mean, is as much as I hate it, New York sounds more appealing being in the finals.
Um yeah, I mean, especially if it's out of Indiana
Yeah, it
or
just
New
it
York.
New York.
I've never been a fan of either one of the teams.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Um, New York sounds more appealing, and then the New York, Minnesota. I think Bong was like one of the first ones to say it. That that actually sounds appealing
Yeah.
because it's like essentially both of you guys made off-season trades to put you guys in the finals. Now, which one of you guys got the better end of the trade? We about to see right now with these.
Well, I don't think that's what Bong was saying. Bong was actually talking about you got Anthony Edwards, who you talking about can be face of the league, and then you got Brunson, who he believes could be face of the league. So he's like, y'all go ahead and duel that out, and then whoever comes out on top, then you know what I'm saying. That man wears the crown. But let's see. Bong also said Curry getting hurt is what saved the Minnesota narrative.
We
Agree or
will
disagree?
know. We will listen. We will never know. Some will say that if we look, if you start saying that, yo, what up, engineer?
What's good, engineer?
If you start saying that, then you gotta go back and start looking at everybody else. You gotta start looking up Michael. You gotta start looking at Michael Jordan and what and James Worthy pulling his hamstring and missing the 91 finals helped save Michael Jordan. Like you got to look at all these things. So I'm not going to be so quick to say the Steph Curry being injured saved the Minnesota narrative. Can't do it, man.
I think it would have been a tougher series for Minnesota.
It would have. Yeah, it would have.
I'd still think Minnesota would have won, which I agree with Al Sucks at mock drafts. But I think Curry they would have won another game or two. Um, so man, Bong said Bleacher Report posted a pic saying Ant-Man continues to collect Infinity Stones with a pic of Draymond on one of the stones. Hey man, remember we got that short up about this and Anthony Edwards. So, you know, uh yeah, even if you want to say he's collecting Infinity Stones, the stones ain't rings, man. So you
Yeah,
can collect all the stones you want, but you know, you got to get that ring to be that guy, right? So
absolutely.
I don't know. Um, let's
Um,
see.
and I see Ball.
Golden State was 3-1 against them in the regular season, and we're clearly kicking their ass with Curry in game one. KP, I'm not hearing anything else.
Um, so again, I'm not going off the regular season because I've seen it before where teams will smack teams during the regular season and then it comes to the playoffs and it's a totally different situation. Now we're talking about a series. Now we're talking about you having to lock in and beat the same team 4 times. It's different. So don't give me regular season talk. Let's talk about the series at hand. Yes, you know what? They won game one. Okay, look, man. Iverson beat the 2001 Lakers in game one. And then what happened after Iverson beat the Lakers in the 2000 game one? The Lakers came back and smacked them 4 straight times. So who's to say that that wouldn't have happened with the healthy Curry against Minnesota? I mean, look, man, Golden State limped past Houston to get into the second round.
Yeah.
Houston was, and if Houston gets more production out of Jalen Green, Houston makes it to the second round.
Um, and engineer, no, I don't think the Rockets would have beat
They wouldn't have.
Minnesota.
They wouldn't have.
Yeah,
That wouldn't happen.
no. So I don't. I feel you. I know that's your squad, but nah, 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 nah. So we got a handful of folks in here. So you guys, we've been talking about this. Um, the Discord is live, so you can click the link on our YouTube channel homepage and go ahead and join. Get on in there, get your
Yeah,
comments going.
absolutely.
Um, you know, as
Forward
you
it, hey, forward it to your friends.
yeah, send it to folks who are sports fans.
Absolutely.
Um, we'll have some channels in there to talk about movies, music. If you got a series that you think we should check out or something like that, we can talk about that stuff too. So
Absolutely. Another thing that I follow outside of the NBA, I follow a lot of college basketball. So, NIL conversations,
hmm
transfer portal situations, coaching changes,
hmm
all of these things, all in the Discord. Go and
yeah,
jump in the Discord and let's start a conversation.
yep,
You know,
yep.
there's so many things that are happening. We just can't take the time to say all of these things on the show because we'll never get through the show.
Yeah, and I mean we'll have channel. Well, we do have channels in there specifically for NBA, NFL, college basketball. Just a general tab. You want to get in there and say what's on your mind. Somebody cut you off in traffic and you almost slapped the shit out of somebody. Hey, okay, cool.
And
Uh,
can you highlight Nunya's last comment?
Nunez.
Yeah. And
Oh,
Nunya,
I actually
and,
saw some stuff on there.
and Nunya, I would tell you put that in the Discord.
Yeah, put it in there.
Put that in the Discord so that we can discuss it. Like, so when you're talking in the Discord or you put your topic in, we're gonna come back in, we're gonna read up on it, and
hmm
we're gonna respond. We
And,
will have a dialogue.
and Nunya, not to go into it too deep, pause, but it does seem like a crazy story. Like I saw a couple of episodes on court TV about it, because they got that retrial going on, and it does seem kind of crazy. I don't know all the ins and outs about it, but we'll see. Um B-ball fanatic, welcome. This is the first time I'm seeing B-ball fanatic in here.
Welcome,
So
welcome.
welcome. Shout out to you. Appreciate you jumping on in here and making your presence be known. So I will ask, just based on your comment, I don't know who you're a fan of. Are you a Celtics fan?
He's a
He
fan of that
said,
ball movement,
yeah, he
Paul.
said Celtics ball movement is good. Um, it it did seem a little bit more on point tonight, just because I think they were like, we gotta. It's one of those things. We lost our leader.
That when
There, most of them, maybe Jalen Brown ain't saying that, but
hey man, when Tatum, hey man, there's a song that comes to mind when Tatum has the ball. It's the Drake song, man. You know how sticky it gets. That, that ball is sticky, man. It's in his hands,
oh
or it's
man,
going to the rim.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was definitely more, a little more free flowing, I would say.
DP is
Um,
like, do not quote Drake in my
no,
presence.
man, no, I don't listen.
I'm,
You make it
I'm
seem like I'm not a Drake fan. Like, Drake is cool, man. He lost that battle, but
he got crushed in that battle.
yeah, yeah.
Like, lost is putting it nicely.
He says, so you already know. Orlando said And with the first pick of the 2026 NFL draft, the Indianapolis Colts select. Oh, rebuild mode.
Oh
What kind
man.
of mode have they been in? Alf Sucks at Mock's Draft said Drake got cooked. Sidebar. So,
Yeah, I agree.
oh, do you guys think the Celtics do a 2020 Warriors esque tank job next season and try to go for one of the top three guys in 26? Their roster isn't bad enough to do that right now, but they can move off guys. What do you think, KP?
No. Who are you? I mean, who are you trying to get in 2026? AJ DeBansta? Are you doing this to get DeBansta? DeBansta's going to Utah. Like that's already a done deal. He's
And do you think that he will go there for just 1 year? Because
what?
he's getting chipped off.
No, 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 no. He's
Oh, I mean,
going to
he's at
college
he's
at
at
BYU.
BYU. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I was thinking. He's at
yeah, yeah,
BYU.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is he's going to the Utah Jazz.
So
He
you
went.
think it's a one and done situation?
Oh man, I know it's yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Like man, the way that it is with these college play, like high school players, once they're stamped, all they have to do is go in and not mess up off the court.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you do on the court, it's what you're doing off the court. Cause like the coach is gonna put you in a position to show some of your ability. So yeah, he's a lock. He's one and done. He's
Okay.
out. But I say he's going to Utah because he went to Utah Prep from high school. Before that, he was at Prolific,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he was at Prolific. Don't quote me on that, but he's at Utah Prep this past year. Utah Prep, their school was funded by the Utah Jazz owner.
Okay. I
So
think
the
I
U-
remember you telling me
yeah,
about that.
yes. So that school was funded by the Utah Jazz owner, um, and then from there he committed to BYU. You know, who is part of BYU, and their ring or Hall of Fame is Danny Ainge.
Mm-hmm.
And where's Danny Ainge? Danny Ainge isn't he the GM of Utah? Or he works he's president of Utah. He works in the front office with the Utah Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So you have so many different connections with AJ DeBansta in Utah. Utah's a team that's gonna tank again. They're gonna move some pieces. AJ DeBansta will be with the Utah Jazz.
Well, they have some picks already.
They
I'm
do.
assuming they got some in 2026. That's all they're
No,
that's
they
all
do.
they're getting are
But I'm saying,
picks.
but they're gonna have to move off of some of the forwards that they have and some of
Yeah.
the guards. They're gonna have to move some of those pieces, and yeah, they'll have Debansta being Utah.
Okay.
So
Well, I mean, he's there now, just not for the Jazz, so that'll be a realistic preview for them. They'll
absolutely.
get to see him up close and personal.
So
Um,
so I went through that spiel though, because I was asked about he was asked about players in the 2026 draft, like who would they take in 2026, and so um just looking real, like you got AJ DeBansta, Darren Peterson is a shooting guard. They've got shooting guards like I think Cameron Boozer's gonna, and these are young players, so I don't want it to sound like
where
uh
his pops played.
yeah, but I don't want it to sound like I'm dissing these young players when I'm just kind of analyzing the situation with the Celtics in terms of the question of if they would tank and take one of these young up and talented players. So just kind of breaking it down and looking at it, I don't think that they have anybody in 2026 that's a plug and play for the Celtics. Like I think they would have to go to another organization that doesn't have championship aspirations.
But they're not. So they lost Tatum,
Yes,
and you're expecting Tatum to come back, just not next year.
in
So
2 years.
so
When
I
they
don't think you,
finish the
huh?
rookie. When they would essentially be getting the rookie if they
Yeah.
got the first
Yeah,
pick.
so I don't think it'll be a tank job. They'll do what they can without him. Um, and when he comes back, he'll they'll be expecting him to be the lead guy again. Hopefully his bounce back can be like Kevin Durant's, you know, with that Achilles injury.
Absolutely.
Um, and
None.
if it is, I think, they'll be back in the mix again. They'll be competitive in the East.
I mean, I still think that they're going to be competitive. I'm saying without Tatum, I still think they're better than Miami.
Yeah,
And
but you have a middle of the pack though,
yeah,
without
they are.
Tatum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that. Yes.
Yeah.
But middle of the pack is still you're still too good to get a lottery pick.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm agreeing with you.
And that,
I don't think they're
yeah,
gonna tank.
and
No.
that's a 1 year thing, and then the next year you're trying to see where you're going to be once you get Tatum back.
Yeah, I don't even think I don't Jalen Brown wouldn't be out there tanking.
No, he's not. No,
Yeah.
he's playing hard.
Yeah. And then engineer says it's hard to tank with those contracts. And
No,
I saw Nunya say we don't lose on purpose around here.
no, it's not hard to lose with those guys. No, there's some people that are getting paid and ain't coming with it. They not winning. So yeah,
Well,
absolutely, Bug. I agree, Bong. Engineer's trippy, man. Yeah, you could tank with a good contract, man.
well, hold on. You already know Orlando in the building. What's up? He says they're in the second apron. Celtics can really add anyone. You mean they can't add anyone, right? They can't add anyone. And I know they're one of those teams. They're kind of in that situation like Phoenix. Phoenix is also in the second apron.
Yeah, that's why I thought that they had to make a move in the off. Well, both teams have to make moves in the off season.
Yeah, yeah. So he's saying yeah they can't. I thought that's what you meant. And he's saying unless it's a trade with the but it but it's restrictions
On the trades.
on the trades, right?
Yeah.
Um I don't know. Uh that's they have some well, I don't think they're in a position where they would be making the trades. Like Phoenix is somebody who they have to figure some shit out. Um who's expiring for the Celtics, Nunya? He said don't quote me though. Um KP, I know you were talking about Derek White. What's his contract looking like? Do you know?
I'm trying to look that up right now.
And I assume what was going on with Holiday because when he came over, he did the
Okay, so nah, like so as far as their core guys, that Al Horford's an unrestricted free agent.
okay.
Luke Cornett is an
Come on, dog.
unrestricted free agent. Torrey Craig is an unrestricted free agent.
Did Holiday sign a 4 year, three
Uh,
year, 4 year? Because
let me see.
he did the buyout to come over, right?
Yeah, let's see
And
here.
he said in some role players. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some
Yeah,
of the
yeah. JD Davison, Drew Peterson, Torrey Craig, Luke Cornett,
okay,
Al Horford. Yeah.
okay.
And then Drew Holiday signed the extension last year, April
For how
24 for
many years? 4?
years,
I thought it was 4. Okay,
25. Yeah, so he's
okay,
there through 2027, 2028.
okay.
And then Derek White signed a 4 year extension in the summer in July of 2024. He's there from 2028. He's there through 2028, 2029.
Nunya said they paid Horford like he was 25 years old. Hey, crazy thing though, Horford is still getting it done, man.
Horford, yeah, Horford got the Fred G. Sanford ball spot coming.
Oh, come on, man.
But hey, man,
Oh.
but nah, I mean, look, they paid him, but they won a chip. So at the end of the day, I guess it was money well spent.
Yeah, and he's still in the mix. Like he's still effective.
Yeah.
Yeah. What year is he in?
I want to say like 16,
Okay.
17. No, but I'm gonna look it up, man. No, yeah,
Okay.
give me a second.
Oh man. Engineer said KP in the office. Yeah, look it up, KP, please. Oh, you already know Orlando says 18 years.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, they won in 2007. Yeah, he's
He
been
said he
in.
graduated '07.
Yeah, yep,
Damn. Yeah,
yeah, that's
with that
right. Yeah,
Florida squad. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah. Damn, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it is 18 years. He's
Ooh,
right.
okay.
He's absolutely right. They went back to back, and I
Man,
mean, him and uh, him and Greg Oden were the only ones in the combine that could bench press over 135 pounds.
dog, did you see oh boy from Auburn with the 24 and a half standing vert, 24 and a half inch standing vert?
Talking about Janai Broom.
Oh my God.
Hey man, he was almost player of the year.
Listen, when I saw
He
him
was
playing, I thought, okay, he's not really explosive, but he's,
yeah,
he's getting the job done, whatever.
yeah, he's savvy.
But
Yeah.
man, oh, I could still jump 24.
I
Like
could not jump 24.
you say you can't?
Nah.
Oh yeah, you can.
I just look 24
You
just
can.
made my knees hurt. I just
Hey,
said
you
that
can
like, oh,
jump it
jump
though.
24.
You can jump
Listen.
it. Yes, you can. It may hurt,
Yeah.
but
It's gonna hurt going up and coming down.
yeah.
Leave me
Okay.
alone. Just leave me alone.
Okay, we got Andre Townsend. This is a look like we got a new visitor. Hopefully this new visitor is now a new subscriber. Andre, rock with us. We appreciate you stopping on in and hollering at us for a second. So let's see. He says, "Do you find it suspicious after the Mavs trade Luka Doncic? All of a sudden, they received the number one pick to acquire Cooper Flag." So I'm gonna let KP address this because he has been talking about this before we even got to the draft, Andre. So KP,
So, Andre,
well, the lottery situation.
yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start by saying I was one in January, February, saying that I believe that Cooper Flag was going to end up with the San Antonio Spurs. So I want to start by saying that first. Then, excuse me, on an episode of Two Peas in a Bong about a week ago, when it was DP Bong and myself talking, I went on to say that I talked about how the league wants Flag to be a plug and play guy. They don't want him to fail. They don't want him to have to carry a franchise. So what I said was there were three teams that Cooper Flag that I predicted that Cooper Flag would go to. And of those three teams, the first one I said was the San Antonio Spurs. Then I said the Philadelphia 76ers. And the last team I said was the Dallas Mavericks, given the talent that each roster already had to place around Cooper Flag. So for the Dallas Mavericks to get Cooper Flag, do I find it suspicious? I won't say it's suspicious because I believe that the league wants Cooper Flag to succeed. So I think that it was going to be one of those teams that, Coop could be a plug and play guy. So no, not suspicious, just business. Because they're protecting their brand, but they're protecting this player. You have to think there's been so much hype placed around Cooper Flag. And I'm not saying that he's not worthy of the hype. I'm not saying that he's not a talent, but you play for USA basketball. You're the National High School Player of the Year. You're the National College Player of the Year. You're the consensus first overall pick coming into the league. We've seen this before from Duke with a player, and I'm, just going to put out there a white player because, the league wants to see a white American player, um, be an all-star or be a superstar in this league. They do want to see that, but we've seen that before with a National Player of the Year. This one was actually a two-time NCAA champion and played for the Dream Team. We saw this in Christian Laettner. He came to the league, but he had a lackluster career. He didn't have the same career that he had in college. So, given that, the NBA sees this his second time around with Cooper Flag, they want to put him in a position to where when he comes into the league, he doesn't have the pressure of sink or swim, having to win a lot of games. He's a plug and play guy that can fit in with the stars around him, and he and it allows him to continue to develop until 3, 4, 5 years from now. He can take the torch and he can be, a top player in the league.
I'll have to ask you again, dog. Do you look at Cooper Flag the same way you looked at Christian Laettner?
In
Because
some
you
regards,
keep trying to draw this correlation between the two because they both went to Duke, they're both white, and they're now
but no, 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 no.
this and that and all of this stuff.
I'm gonna tell you why I draw the correlation. The correlation is the NBA wanted Christian Laettner to succeed, and he just wasn't good enough.
Right. So
But, but,
so
but
stop right there. I'm asking you, do you think Cooper Flag is good enough?
hold on. I want to say the second part. The second part is that he went to a franchise that also didn't have pieces around him, so it forced him to have to be the guy and to be the
Let
guy
me
right away.
lean in. Do you think Cooper Flag is good enough?
To carry a franchise right now, no.
Do you think he's better than Christian Laettner? Do you look at him as a more of a valuable draft pick than Christian Laettner?
Right now, yes.
Okay, so I don't think it's the same type of deal. There's a lot of the same. Yeah, they both went to Duke and all of that kind of stuff, but whoever got the first pick was taking Cooper Flag, regardless of whether it was a team that was going to protect him, like you're saying, or a team that was going to throw him in as the number one guy.
The
The suspicion is whether you think it was the Mavs or because of this Luka Doncic thing. You're talking about they making a move because they want to protect him. Do you think that because the Mavs traded Luka, that the NBA is basically, reimbursing them in some sorts by giving them the number one draft pick? I
yes.
get what you're saying about the protection because you've been going through all of that, but
No. No, I'm sorry. I so I want to answer you, but I just saw Al sucks in mock drafts. I saw what he just said. And I
Flag
want
is
to
better than Ben Carroll. No, I don't think so.
there's
Is that
no
what you're
way.
talking about?
Yeah, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Ben I knew Ben Carroll was a superstar coming out. Cooper Flag may be an all-star, but Ben Carroll was a superstar coming out.
So
Um
And Bong, it was triggered because Bong asked, "Do you think Flag is as good as Banchero? Banchero is carrying a franchise."
No, not at all. No, I don't like. I don't know if
Eh,
I don't
eh,
know if Flag. I don't know if Flag is better than Chet Holmgren.
Okay, and Bong also said Christian Leitner did not check all the boxes there. Not the same KP. Stop the cap.
I think both of you guys are missing what I'm saying. It has
No, I'm not missing what you're saying. I heard you,
no. It has. It
KP.
has.
I heard you, dog. I sat here. I heard you the last time you said it. I heard you this time when you said it. You weren't answering the question that he asked. He was
Yeah,
asking
but
you,
I'm saying
you
now
know.
we're talking about Christian Leitner. You said that he's not the same as Christian Leitner. I'm saying in regards when Christian Leitner came to the NBA, they wanted the man to succeed. He went to the Minnesota Timberwolves as a third overall pick. Minnesota had nothing. They did not have any pieces around him. So when he went to Minnesota, he was he was thrown into the fire and was expected to be an impact player for a bad franchise, and he just wasn't good enough to be an impact player for a bad franchise. So I'm saying they don't want to do the same thing with Flag. So you weren't going to see Flag go to Brooklyn. You weren't going to see Flag go to Utah. You weren't going to see that because they just didn't want to put him in that situation. They'd rather put him in a situation where they have a ready-made team around him. They can put him in, and if Flag averages 10 points, 12 points, it's on a team that is contending. Sort of like a Carmelo Anthony with the Denver Nuggets.
Okay. When did Christian Leitner get drafted?
In the 94, what was it? I mean, excuse me, 92 season.
92.
Yeah.
Who came the year afterwards?
Shaq, right? Was it Shaq?
Chris Webber
Okay.
in
Oh,
92.
okay. No, excuse me.
If
That
Chris
Shaq
Webber,
became
if Chris Webber and Christian Leitner were in the same draft, who goes first?
Chris Webber.
Right, because more is expected of Chris Webber. He has more ability. He would be a better pro. All those things. I get what you're saying, but that's why I'm asking you. Like, if you're comparing players and people who have the hype behind them, you could just go 1 year later and look at Chris Webber. But I know we're going, 30 years later or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
20 years later. I don't think I think you're saying that Flag is a better prospect.
I yeah, but I'm saying, so let me say this. Flag, consensus number one pick, but I don't think, this is me personally. I don't think he's the best pro prospect in the draft class. But I think that everything has happened. There's been so much steam behind his name, and he's player of the year. He went to Duke. He played for USA basketball. It's all these things that he has to go number one. But I don't think that he is the best player in the draft class. I think that there are other players that I think that they would be better pros than him. One of them being Ace Bailey. I think that Ace Bailey would be a better pro. Um,
But see, okay, well, do you understand what I'm saying though? Okay, then that's a better comparison than
yeah,
versus.
and I'm saying that because you mentioned the Christian Leitner, Chris Webber.
Yeah, like
So
you
I'm saying but he, he's still going to go number one though, given everything, and because he's going number one, it's like we also want to make sure you succeed. We want it to look like you're going to be the best prospect out of all these guys.
now you're speaking to the protection thing again.
Yes.
Okay, and to that point, I'm just saying, um, it's just because it's falling in line with what you're saying because of the team that got the pick. but whoever got that pick was taking him. But since
Yeah.
it's Dallas, it fits what you're talking about
And
because
I'm
they already have guys there. They have AD there.
yeah,
They have,
and I'm still
Kyrie's not healthy, but when he comes back, like, yeah,
and
it fits your story. Go
I'm
ahead.
still trying to figure that part out. Like I I know what everything looks like. I know it looks like, okay, Dallas is number one. They're taking flag first. I know how it looks, but something in me is still saying, let me continue to watch this closely.
You think there will be a trade?
I don't know if there's gonna be a trade, but I'm saying I just don't know if flag goes to Dallas.
Dallas has the number one pick,
I
dog.
look,
If they
I
do
get what
not take flag, Nico Harrison,
you
pack your bags, leave. You Are you serious? You must just be saying this to just
No, I said this the
be
other
saying
night.
this, dog.
I
And I
I didn't
think
say
you
it
were
the other
saying
night.
it just to say it then
I
too.
come on, man. I said it the other night, man. Like, because
You honestly just a minute ago you were saying that he's the consensus. He'll be,
like,
but you don't think he's gonna be taken now.
no, I'm saying he like everything says he's the
Oh, Bong has had enough.
Enough.
he's the consensus.
Enough. It's enough.
Hey man, listen.
It's enough.
Hey man, hey
Hold
man.
on, Bong.
Hey,
Hold
it's
on, Bong. We
enough.
gotta get you in here. Hold on,
Hold
Hey
on,
man,
man.
we gonna leave Flat Stanley on here. We gonna,
Hold on, man. I done heard enough.
we leaving Flat Stanley on here, man.
I done heard enough. Stop the cap. Stop the
Nah.
cap. Oh man, I've been drinking too. Hold on, man. Stop the cap. Cut it out.
Man.
I done heard too much, man. This shit's disgusting.
So
KP.
anyhow, as I was saying, I still think for it to work in Dallas, you got to have a point guard, and I still want to see how Kyrie is coming along, what they're thinking about, what they're thinking about, all that stuff before they're just locked and sold on flag. I'm taking a wait and see approach. Like, okay,
and just to be clear, because I wanted to clear. When I brought up Christian Laettner and Chris Webber,
mm-hmm.
I know Christian Laettner wasn't number one, but I know Webber
yeah,
was.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
was bringing that up because they were like the rivals, but
Yeah,
he ended up
they never
going to
had
USA
yeah.
basketball instead of Chris Webber and all of that stuff.
Well, with
But
Shaq, he went over Shaq.
instead of Shaq, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But I know that Chris Webber was looked at as a better NBA prospect than Christian Laettner,
absolutely.
even though he, put them out and all of that stuff. So they'll be forever connected, but Chris Webber was obviously thought of as a better pro.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But and that's
So
all I'm saying, KP. I'm just like, I get what you're saying, and I know your theory of the protection and stuff like that. But had he gone to any of the teams that you're talking about, that's the reason why you were saying he would go, was for protection because they already have stars.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was anybody else in the draft, I think they're taking Cooper Flag regardless. Anybody.
So can we go back to last year? But this is before he went to Duke. He was 17 at the time. The USA, what's that? The USA
Yeah.
Select team took on
Mm-hmm.
Team USA. Okay, I'm reading the report here that says that Cooper Flag's performance was lauded as dominant and head turning, with many observers saying he was the best player on the USA Select team. Then 17-year-old Cooper Flag stole the show as the select team nearly defeated the USA squad. They beat them. They end up losing 74-73. But
He had 12 points.
Cooper, huh?
He had 12 points. It wasn't dominant, but he did play well.
Brad was 17. KP like, all right, it's not enough. Okay. What I'm telling you is this. Cooper Flag checks all the boxes. until he proves me wrong, he gets the benefit of the doubt. No different than a Wembenyama, no different than any of these number one picks, except every now and again there's a head scratcher like that one year Cleveland drafted my man out of Canada and or
you talking about Anthony Bennett,
Anthony
Yeah.
Bennett. Like when you
yeah,
see something like that happen,
the
you know what I'm
Clippers,
saying? Or
Michael Olowokandi.
Oluwaseyi had a decent career, but
No,
okay,
He was just super tall.
okay, but what I'm saying, but
He
what I'm
floss.
but what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you have to understand like the pressure. This is a younger, right? He's not a double reclass coming out of high school, 20 years old. Bro was 17. He's a year early. He's young, right? So he's a younger, underage for college for the college game, and he came in freshman, did his thing with Duke, even though damn Duke got knocked off, right?
Final Four.
Yeah.
Okay, so they made it to the Final Four, but
Yeah.
and I think that team was highly um, centered around him, right? They had other guys. Obviously, it's Duke. They're going to bring in blue chip prospects year in and year out. It's a revolving door for talent, but the offense revolved around Cooper Flag. And every game that they lost, it was the ball was in his hands and something happened. You know, there was one play where one time where he slipped and fell, or just but everything, the ball was always in his hands late. It was like, hey, we're gonna win or we're gonna lose with Cooper Flag. I can respect that, right? And that's given him a lot of that, a lot of the experience going into the NBA to be ready for the big stage. He's not going to have a great record out the shoot. Well, I mean, he's going to a good team. So, honestly speaking, to play off of an AD, you don't have to really worry about defense like that. You can really just focus on being the best offensive guy you can be, and where you can, make your bones on defense. You do. But to say that he is similar to Christian Leitner, nah, Christian Leitner was definitely.
Where am I saying he's similar to Christian Leitner at?
Well, you were
Didn't you make the comparison?
drawing a correlation between the two.
I made the comparison about their accolades, them both coming from Duke, them both being white, them both being high draft picks, and the NBA wanting both of them to succeed. So
There you go. I mean, I mean, you
Yeah,
just gave me
I
5
was
bullet points.
I was just pointing out.
What are we talking about?
that's
Well, KP. That's why I was asking you when you said it. That's why I specifically asked you who you thought was better.
yeah.
That's why I brought that in. Like, well, who do you think is better? Because that would make a difference in how they're viewed as draft picks or draft prospects, right?
And I'm not saying that Cooper Flag isn't a talent. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's not a generational talent, but he's a talent.
And you
He is,
think that there's a generational talent in this draft?
no, I don't.
Okay.
No,
I
I
just
don't.
wanted-
I don't think that there's no. Victor Wembanyama is a generational talent.
Not to be confused with Wembanyama.
Yeah, he's a generation. Paulo Banchero is a generational talent.
Wow.
But no, Cooper Flag, no. Cooper Flag he's a good player, man. He's a really good player.
Paolo went. Did he go 1?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, I like his. I've said he's probably my favorite player out of the young folks.
I've watched Paulo when he was in high school. I've watched him for a long time, and I knew like they, when he was coming out, they were like it's between 3 guys. It was him and Jabari Smith Jr. and Chet Holmgren, and I was like, it's not even. I was thinking it's not even close between these 3 guys. It's Paulo all day long.
And to say that Cooper Flag is more Chet Holmgren, that's another.
No,
That's
I
another
said
slight.
I don't think he's better than Chet Holmgren. Is what I said. That's what I said. I don't think he's a better prospect than Chet Holmgren.
Well, let's see.
Wow.
So you already know Orlando.
That's crazy.
Um,
And go ahead, DP.
no, I just and you already know Orlando. I saw that comment you made saying he said when we were talking about the vertical jump, he said he'd be making life decisions going down the stairs, taking the next step down the stairs.
the
But he
Thank
was
you.
saying,
Hey, Al sucks in mock draft. Sorry. Go ahead, DP. We'll get to that later.
so you already know Orlando was saying that he would move off of Flag and fill out the roster spots. That's a King's ransom pick. I'm wondering what you would do in lieu of picking Flag. Like what? How would you fill out the roster spots? What would you do?
But
I mean, they
DP,
pretty much
I
have
think
they pretty
I
much
think he
have everything.
I think he said something too. He gave a scenario. I think he gave a scenario.
Okay, I may have missed it.
I think he may have.
Yeah, I didn't see. All I saw him say was Brooke Lopez. He was saying Brooke Lopez to Dallas would be nasty.
Okay, I thought I saw somebody say something earlier.
And then he says
Uh,
Gafford gets moved. I
Gafford.
need, yeah, he says Gafford gets moved. I need experience.
oh, there he goes. You already know Orlando. A
Brown
little
and
bit
Derek
further
White.
up, he said, "Could you do Brown and White for Flag Thompson plus picks?"
Ooh.
That was a little bit earlier. He had to scroll up a little bit.
Okay. Okay. I see it. I see it.
Like I think a team is really good when Flag is your third or fourth best guy. I think you're going to be really good because that doesn't force him to score. That doesn't force him to do one thing. That allows him to do some of everything, which that's where he excels because he's just good at a bunch of different things. But he's not dominant at that one thing.
Hey,
Well, he's definitely not going to be forced to be dominant at
what
all those things because he's
Yeah,
got
that's
he's
what
going right. He's going to a roster
that's what
right.
that's
helps.
already built out.
Yeah.
But if anything, that gives him a chance. That gives him an opportunity to um, to develop naturally, organically, right? Al sucks in mock drafts. He said hindsight is
So
2020 with Paolo. I don't have receipts, but 90% of people did not say Paolo was the number one guy. Engineer says he was projected to go third that year. A lot of people
Yeah.
said that Paolo Banchero had already he came into the league. This is what the analyst shit said. He came into the league as a ready-made pro, right? So he
mhm.
didn't have any but he has already reached his ceiling on how good he is because he was already a ready-made pro.
No.
No, I'm not saying
Oh
that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
he
yeah.
is. I'm telling
Yeah,
you that
yeah. I get what we're saying.
that's what the
Yeah,
scouting
yeah.
report was on Banchero. Like you're getting a pro. He's gonna come out first year in the league and score 20,
Mhm.
right? So boom, of course. Hey, he hits the ground running. He looks good. Hindsight being 2020, we don't know. But what I'm saying is, what Flag has shown me so far, he's dominated everywhere that he's gone. I have to give him the benefit of the doubt until he shows me otherwise. And I'm not going to hold it against him because the league, um, fucking, what's
Failed
that
with
word?
Christian Laettner.
No. Colluded to put him on Dallas's roster to make up for the Luka Doncic trade, right? So
So
to
you
think
think
that
that part is a real thing? Because that was
hell
one of
yeah,
the
the league.
questions. Okay.
Man, fuck yeah, the league colluded because they lose it. They were losing money. You have fans that had lost. The team had lost the support of the fan base, and like Kev said, Dallas is a big market. It's one of the biggest. It's one of the NBA's larger markets.
Mhm.
So now you have dwindling fan support. People that are openly protesting the team, saying they're not going to buy tickets, they're not going to buy merchandise. You have to give them something to make up for that. And that's why you already know all the stuff saying, "Oh man, could they trade the pick? Could they go get a haul for it?" Dallas has already said we going with Flag. We not. I mean, there's nothing to think about. We're going with Flag. The NBA gave him a mulligan. The NBA gave him a mulligan. Take the fucking mulligan because if they don't take Flag, you think the fan base is going to be more or less irritated?
Oh, That's that. I think that would be
I think
the
I
wrong
think they'll
move.
be irritated at first, but
Well, you can't just say that. It would depend on who, whatever is taken in lieu of him. It depends on how they perform. So you can't
that's
just say
why I
at
said at
first.
first. And then when they see how the other person is performing, I think they'll be okay.
If that person does what do you mean? What if that person stinks?
If it's Dylan Harper, he's gonna perform.
Okay.
Okay. But you're going for
KP got
no
me.
no no no
I
no
mean, over
no
here
no
like, what
no
did we talk?
KP. I know what you're doing.
What? What am I doing?
You're going for the better fit for Dallas.
I am.
Right.
You're exactly right.
That's why you're saying Dylan Harper.
You're
So I know what
exactly
you're
right.
doing.
That yeah,
But
but I also think that Dylan Harper has a chance to be a better pro. So I think that too, but I think he is the better fit. So it's
okay.
both of those things.
Okay. All right. I hear you. I hear you. I
Like
understand why you're saying what you're saying. It's just
yeah, I
let
think that
go ahead.
I think that there's a couple players in this draft that I believe are going to be better pros than Cooper Flag. I
Right.
think Dylan Harper's one. I think Ace Bailey's another one.
And they played on the same squad and couldn't get shit done. They couldn't even make it to the tournament.
I'm going to tell you though, that's different. It's hard to take two freshmen and make your two freshmen the face of the team and everything runs through them and you do well. That's very hard.
What was big center at Duke? Is he was he a freshman?
He was, but they
Okay.
bought,
Oh, okay.
but they had veteran point guards. They had Tyrese Proctor, who was in his third year. They bought in a grad transfer in Sion James, who's at the NBA draft combine. So with the three guys that they bought in, Duke did, that were freshmen that played the lion's share of the
So
minutes.
I'm assuming
They
Knipple was a freshman as
also,
well.
you said what?
Was Knipple a freshman?
Yeah, those are the three.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they were
I'm
led.
saying,
Hold on, man. No. They were led by
wait.
three freshmen.
Again, Bong. They had Sion James, that was a defender, did a lot of the dirty work. They had Tyrese Proctor, who was their point guard, who's been there for 3 years. So Duke Duke understands the recipe in terms of bringing in freshmen, but having older guys with them to have that balance so that they're still competitive because you
See,
need that.
hey, you see why I can't do that in the chat. I can't jump in the chat because y'all be overlooking my little comments and shit and get back to it 10 minutes later. Nah. So you telling me that Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, and what was it, 10 other freshmen? Did they line up with 12 freshmen or did they also
They
have
had
guys?
they had another freshman center. He transferred to Washington.
But I'm saying that they also have guys that were in their second, third year, graduate transfers and all that other stuff. Were they afforded the same opportunities to have veterans on their team like Duke did?
Well, they did, but it's Duke
Okay,
versus.
but they didn't even
Wait,
make the
hold on, wait,
tournament.
hold on. It's Duke recruiting versus Rutgers recruiting. It's different.
Duke is
But
gonna win.
It's different.
but
But
if
come on,
you have,
that's not even close.
if you have two guys that are together, both
You
going
have
to be better. Hold on, man.
Bond. You have
Let me get my moment. Hold on, man. Y'all been talking for an hour. I get on here. I've been on there 5 minutes. You kind of trying to cut me. I just want to say my little piece. If you got two guys who you have said are both going to be better than the consensus number one pick, they can't at least, can we make the tournament?
They
We couldn't even
underachieved.
we couldn't
They
even get a
under
tournament bid, but you
okay
telling me that both of those guys are going to be better than Cooper Flag?
now again. I'm gonna say my part. Okay, so your freshmen, they were still learning how to play the game of college basketball. They're not as far as team wise and trying to win games on the college basketball level. They failed in that regard, but they didn't understand it.
Yeah, but the
It- it-
optics of that is they underachieved. If you have two guys who are supposed to be lottery picks, they
DP,
and they have
not
all
just
the
lottery picks,
no, I'm
not
just
just
saying, and
lottery
they
picks.
have all
They're
the
gonna be 2 and 3.
yeah, no, I'm saying, and they have all the talent, and you KP are even saying, you know, they're going to be better pros than Flag will be, in your own opinion and estimation. Then that would mean that they collectively, with both of them on the squad, the optics are they underachieved. I'm just
I'm
saying,
saying we couldn't even.
I
Let's
get
not
what
say Final Four.
I know they
I'm
were
not even saying
freshmen.
Final Four. I'm not saying Final Four. I'm not saying Sweet 16. Can y'all motherfuckers qualify in the 68? I'm not even asking you to qualify in the 64. You could play in the play-in. Y'all didn't even qualify for the 68 with the number 2 and the number 3 pick in the draft.
And you already know Orlando's
and
this.
and
Who the
okay,
fuck goes to Rutgers?
so valid point, and I'll say this: Anthony Edwards was the number 1 overall pick in the draft. He went to Georgia as a one and done. His team was 16-16, 5-13 in conference. He couldn't make the tournament. But what happened when he got to the NBA? He
No,
figured the stuff out
yeah,
and is having an amazing career.
yeah. I'm just saying he was solo though, right? He was one guy. You're
I,
talking about
I,
pairing.
I don't know what other guys were there with him, what other freshmen were there with him, but I'm
Kevin,
just saying
KP, I'm sorry. Was it another lottery pick?
at Georgia. Let's see here.
You don't even remember. But
No,
I'm just
I don't.
saying, yeah, I'm just saying you're talking about
So I'm
these
gonna
two guys,
go out on the limb and say
at
no.
Rutgers.
Who were 2 and 3?
I'm just saying, I hear what you're saying. The point is, like, people will look at the optics will be you had these two guys,
Yep.
5-star, this and that, and now they're lottery picks. They're expected to have great NBA careers, and they didn't do much in
We saw.
college.
I'm just saying we saw that, and I'm saying that this is the new norm with the transfer portal and all this. This is going to happen a lot, and it's happening quite a bit, and it's going to happen a lot more. We've seen it with even with some of the teams that made it to the tournament with early picks. Kentucky, for one, they lost when Calipari was coaching. They lost to a dude that was an Uber driver.
Yeah, but
I'm
KP, they
saying
got to the
to the
tournament.
tournament.
That's what he's
Exactly.
saying. Like they did.
I and
The transfer portal. The transfer portal
and
will
but
affect Rutgers this year.
the difference with them getting into the tournament, they had 5 McDonald's All-Americans on the team. Rutgers only had 2. Who's to say that Kentucky would have made it if they had 2?
And
They still, they still lost.
I thought about Kentucky while I was saying while we were talking about it earlier, but it's the who's to say, but they made it though. And they're still looked at as underachievers.
Yeah, that was supposed to
Well,
be a
are they
championship
not?
squad.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so why are you trying to maneuver around Rutgers being looked at as underachievers?
I'm saying that when you have freshmen come in, the days of freshmen leading teams without um, savvy upperclassmen, if you don't have those savvy upperclassmen, it doesn't matter how good your freshmen are, they're not going to lead it. That's what I'm saying.
But you're saying
When you're putting it
in one breath, you're saying that these freshmen with Calipari were underachievers. But the same can't be said for these
no,
two freshmen
I
at Rutgers.
said freshmen are underachievers. I said
Okay,
that.
that's what I didn't hear you
No,
say that.
I said
It
that. I said
sounds
they
like you were
underachieved.
trying not to say it.
No, I said they underachieved. I said that.
Okay,
But
okay.
I
That's
said
all
the
I want.
days.
That's all I want to say because you was
It didn't
riding
seem
hard.
like it.
You was riding for him like, hey man, Ace Bailey gonna be better than him.
No, I
Dylan
still
Harper
think
gonna
they're
be
gonna be
better
better
than him. And
pros.
I'm sitting here saying I watch college basketball, not to the extent that you do,
Ah,
but
that don't matter.
I saw
Yeah,
highlights,
yeah,
but
that
it
don't
was
matter.
also some head scratchers. Like, damn, how y'all lose that game? How the fuck y'all lose that game? And
Rutgers
y'all
wasn't a
lining
good
up,
team. They weren't
but
that, like Rutgers wasn't good.
but again, if you have the number 2 and number 3, I would say if in any draft, if the number 2 and number 3 pick are on the same team, y'all should be able to make the tournament.
Bong.
And I agree with this too. You already know Orlando is saying a lot of bad coaching in college basketball also, and the NIL
Absolutely.
can't replace that.
Yeah,
So that's
Bong.
a fact.
Once you get past situations, like there were times where Ace Bailey was hurt, and so what's his name? Dylan Harper's playing by himself. Dylan Harper got sick. Ace Bailey's playing by himself. So they weren't always together. Then you have situations where one's in foul trouble. So if he's in foul trouble, he's sitting. It was too much put on their shoulders with not enough of a supporting cast for them to be competitive. They just didn't have it like that
So
when you
based
start to
on
look at the team.
I I just want to, again, we'll revisit this like the Kendrick and Drake beef a year from now. I definitely want to. I want to, dissect Cooper Flagg's rookie season. Hopefully, it's a healthy season from start to finish. I'd also like to dissect Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper's rookie season. When it's all said and done, and maybe 5 years from now, because I just really feel like Cooper Flagg checks all the boxes.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry.
I mean, and this what engineer says right here, college system is different. You have NFL players that impact the NFL way more than they did in college. I think that is speaking to the point that you're trying to get across, KP.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely systems that can kind of in the long run determine how effective a player can be. I mean, you could see that in college if a coach plays a certain player over another or runs a certain scheme and it doesn't, the personnel he has doesn't necessarily fit. All I'm saying is that is I get all of that, the nuts and bolts of it, but
Mhm.
we would be reinventing the wheel if we say that they're Cooper Flag is not going to go to Dallas.
Yeah, I'm still.
I'm just saying, I know what you're saying it because Harper's a better fit. You got Kyrie who's hurt. Harper can come in there, be a point guard, take over. He's got the talent. You think he'll be a better pro anyway. It's just, I mean, let's be real. The hype is behind Cooper Flag. So I
And
mean, that's almost a shoe-in. Like, I would be shocked.
can I let me I want to address Al Sucks and mock drafts real quick. He just said something. I'm gonna pull this. Let me pull it. You got it? Okay. Like I said earlier, I just want to read it. Like I said earlier, I just don't understand what part of Cooper Flag's game KP doesn't like as the top guy in this class. So Al Sucks in mock drafts. Let me say this. It's not that I don't like Cooper Flag's game. I think Cooper Flag is talented. I think Cooper Flag is a heck of a player. I just don't think Cooper Flag is a generational talent and a superstar. I think Cooper Flag is a very good all around player. He defends, he competes, he rebounds, he passes, he does all of these things. He's a winner. He seems like a good locker room guy. So let me start by saying that. I but if we're talking about Cooper Flag as far as, putting him on a team, this is where I talk about Cooper Flag and I say it's different between him and someone like Ace Bailey. I use Ace Bailey because they're comparable, they'll probably play the same position. Ace Bailey is a shot maker. He's a tough shot taker and a tough shot maker. I think Ace Bailey is a better scorer than Cooper Flag, and I think that will translate more on the NBA level. Therefore, that's why I think Ace Bailey is going to be the better pro prospect. But just because I think Ace Bailey is going to be a better pro prospect doesn't mean that I don't like Cooper Flag.
Can I throw another wrinkle in here?
Absolutely.
So, what you're saying right now, I asked you earlier, you said you didn't think he was a generational talent.
Yes.
I said, is there any generational talent in the draft? You said no. But you're still trying to move guys ahead of him, regardless. He's
Yes.
not one, the other guys aren't, but you're
No.
still moving other guys above him. You're
Yes.
only doing that, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, because you're looking at the better fit. Not the hype and how this really is gonna go. You're just looking at Dylan Harper's a better fit. Ace Bailey, you've been talking about being protected with Cooper Flag and your theory behind how the NBA is going to handle him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ace Bailey will look like the better pro because he will probably go to a worse team and have to do more than Cooper Flag. So his talents will shine more, and the things that he does individually will probably shine more because he'll be put in a position where he has to do it. That's not based on your protection plan. Sounds like some insurance shit. Based on your protection plan for Cooper Flag, that's not what he's going to be asked to do. So Ace Bailey, yeah, if he's out there making tough shots and making more plays and having more highlights, and Cooper Flag is just kind of playing a role, it's going to look like Ace Bailey is the better pro.
DP, you want to know the funny thing? And I'll let you reply.
And I'm not saying that he won't
something.
be. I'm just saying that's the way it's going to look because of how it's going to play out.
I'm saying personally, if Kyrie misses time this upcoming season, I don't know what that looks like or what the rehab is going to look like. You have a lot of guys who can man the defense for Dallas. And I think that Cooper Flag comes in and he's asked to just go out there and score. And he can still, there's a void in scoring. Klay Thompson ain't what he used to be, so you can't rely on him. Kyrie Irving, that's how many points a game are you missing with Kyrie Irving for any time that he potentially misses, right? You have AD, but you can't. I don't think you necessarily want to run your offense through AD at this stage. He's a great frontline defender. He can be a great second option. But if there's an opportunity where it's like, hey, man, we got a scoring opportunity for you, Cooper Flag, go out there and give us 20 a night, 24 a night to pair with AD. And don't worry, Gafford, AD, the other big, they be jumping out the gym. They'll man the back.
Lively.
Yeah, Lively.
I keep saying likely, like the tight end
from
Baltimore. Lively.
They'll man the backside of the defense. Just go out there and play free, run. We'll bring a serviceable point guard in here to stem the tide until Kyrie is back and fully functional. Like, are we trying to? He could have a great rookie season. Like, Dallas is looking for a star. They want him to come out to shoot and kind of erase the bad taste left in the fans' mouth from the Luka trade. So he will be given plenty of opportunity to go out there and perform and be the best version of himself that he can be. So I don't even think he's,
I just get what KP is saying about Dallas.
Scotty boy.
They took the car. Scotty boy, where you at now? They took the car. Scotty boy is funny. Before that, I'm just saying I get what KP is saying though, because if we're talking voids, the void is Bong, not only Kyrie scoring, but just a facilitator for Dallas, period. Like, and I think KP asked that, like, who would be that guy? And what did I said? Dinwiddie and who came over in the trade from the Lakers is escaping my Max Christie. But it sounds to me like you believe Dylan Harper would be a better
Yes.
better selection or better option than those two. But go ahead. You said you wanted to
Yeah,
address
I
what I
want
was.
to reply to what you said. So you were saying that, and I want to make sure that I remember what you were saying. You said that Ace Bailey would not be protected,
I
or
said if he goes to a team that's not like that 1-2. Oh, you're saying he's going in top 3.
yeah, he's going to top
Okay,
three.
so
So he's gonna be protected.
if he goes top 3, then yes, then
Yeah,
yeah.
he's gonna be protected because he's going top 3 to one of the teams.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying if he's in a position to where he has to do more,
Yeah,
then yeah, then he's
So
gonna obviously show more than Cooper Flag will be
yeah, but
showing.
so
he's not gonna have to either.
So who takes
who has
Ace
the number
Bailey?
2 pick? Who has the number 2 pick? San Antonio.
San Antonio.
So they're gonna go Dylan Harper and get rid of Chris Paul, right?
I
They
don't know.
have Aaron
They have
Fox.
Fox.
Oh,
And that's another thing to me. That's what I was saying. Like all the other picks after one don't make sense for Dylan Harper. Like you start to look at it, and San Antonio
Who
has a point guard. They're number 2.
who goes?
Philadelphia has Maxey as a point guard, and they have Jared McCain. So they're not going to take Dylan Harper at
so
3.
then Harper
Who
doesn't go
who
3. Then
who
Harper
goes
slides,
who
right?
goes to?
So Sharp, I think Flag goes 2.
And
So
you think who goes 1? Harper
I
goes 1.
I think Harper goes
So
1.
you think this is going to be a needs
Yes,
based top
yes,
5.
yes.
Okay.
I think Harper go like yeah.
It's a BPA, man. Best player available at the number 1 pick.
If Harper
That's like
doesn't
saying you got LeBron James, but you need a point guard.
if Harper doesn't go like well, I'm just and this is if Harper doesn't go 1, he may not go until 7 unless there's a trade with Utah.
But again,
Because
that's
But
Harper.
that's
So
Harper. Yeah,
yeah,
like
that's
what does
on
that have to
him.
do
That
with
has nothing
Flag?
to do with.
well, I'm just saying that but I'm saying that but the top pick in the draft, not the top pick, the top the team that has the number 1 pick in the draft just so happens to need a point guard right now.
Can I say this again, KP? I
Absolutely.
understand you. And I understand the logic behind what you're saying. Do you really truly believe that Dallas is going to take Dylan Harper?
I believe that
I know what you're saying and why
I
they
really
should.
believe that there's a chance that they take Dylan Harper.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Like
Yeah.
I do. I
mean, you're speaking basketball, which I
yeah,
get.
I understand that there is a business side to this as well. I do. I
And it
understand
trumps basketball.
I understand the marketability of Cooper Flag and what it would mean to the Dallas people. I get that. But let's not pretend that Dylan Harper is chop suey. Let's
We're
also
not.
We're not.
We're
Who's
not.
saying
We're
that?
not.
let's also remember that Dylan Harper, his father was an NBA player and an NBA champion. So
KP,
he does have that pedigree.
See,
you know what
KP
though?
trying
Let
to
me
play
say
Jenga.
no, because here's a block that he may be pulling to knock everything down there. Listen, if you're talking the same stuff you're talking about, protect Cooper Flag. The NBA wants to protect Cooper Flag. Do you think the NBA looks at Cooper Flag as the most valuable asset in this draft right now?
Yes.
Okay. So why would they let him go anywhere else than number 1 if they're protecting him? That's a shot to his confidence, his ego, all this stuff. Cooper Flag didn't go number 1 after all of the hype. Why would the NBA do that to him?
I'd have to think about that.
Okay. That's that Jenga chip that you afraid to move right now.
No. I mean, no, like you asked a valid question and it would take some thought.
I'm just going off of
I
your
don't want to try to
protection.
blurt something out in 15 seconds.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm trying to get in the mind of KP and your points about protecting Cooper Flag. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, if we talking about that, what are we really talking about in the grand scheme? Like, you're gonna handle this with care, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So he would have to be the number one guy.
but I'm looking at it when he goes to, even if he falls, he lands on a bunch of money in San Antonio with all the pieces they still have around him. So
I hear you.
you still pairing him up with a great core that 5 years from now, because that's what I did say this earlier. I said in 5 years, when he's ready to like grab the bull by the horns and really run,
Who?
Cooper Flag. When he's
Mhm.
ready to grab the bull by the horns and really run, the San Antonio Spurs in 5 years are the most complete team in the NBA.
Yeah, but again, and I hate to keep using your own stuff against you. The reason why you, KP, were saying that San Antonio will have the first pick is because you were saying Cooper Flag will be picked first. And you said Cooper Flag will go to San Antonio. Now you're changing.
No, I said Cooper Flag would go to San Antonio, and I said, yeah, they would have to have the first pick. But seeing is how the wait and
Why
seeing
would they
how,
have to have the first pick though?
huh?
Don't move
Well,
past that. Why would they have to have the first pick for
to
him to
get
go to San
Flag,
Antonio?
to get
Because
Flag. Hold
is Flag
on.
perceived as
But
going first?
looking at Dallas and looking at the need of Dallas, I'm saying there's a chance that they pivot and go in a different direction.
Okay.
I don't like, yeah, I don't know how, I don't know why that's hard.
Why what's hard?
Like I don't know, I don't understand why that's hard to see that they could pivot and go in a different direction.
No, I said that I understand what you're saying a
But
long
not,
time
I'm
ago.
saying
I
not
said
just
I
you,
understand what you're
not
saying.
just you. I'm saying Bong too, and I'm saying for everyone else that's listening.
No,
I
I
don't understand why
understand.
that's hard. Like,
No, it's not hard. I just think that it's what you're talking about is not it's need based, but it's not the hype base and number one draft pick and all of this other stuff. That's not
It's not,
it's
but
not
they're not gonna at that number one spot, especially when it's as clear cut as it is this year. You don't draft based on need. You take best player available, right? Now, as the draft continues to play out, that may suck for Dylan Harper because there's no one that needs a point guard until 7 or 8. He'll still be a lottery pick, but in a draft where, again, if he was head and shoulders above Cooper Flag, like you say he is, then there will be, we're not going needs based. We're
I didn't
going best player available.
let me say this. I said he's a better prospect. I didn't
Okay.
I didn't say he's head and shoulders
I believe you
above
said
him.
he'll be a better NBA pro. He'll be a better pro
Yes.
than okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so somebody has a steal coming to him at 2, or maybe somebody has a steal coming to him at 7 or 8 when he finally gets taken.
yeah, because
Right?
Cooper
You don't
Flag
have
is
to
going first.
come on, man. Stop.
We have spent
Hey,
all this motherfucking time, but
right.
Cooper Flag is going
Dear world. What's good with it, man? We ain't got a chance to holler at you, man.
first.
I see a few of y'all fellas talking NFL, man. You know, the NFL schedule came out today too. So sheesh. NFL slow played that shit, gave us leaked a couple games a few days ago, trying to turn that shit into like a whole event. But man, how y'all feel about y'all teams schedule, all the scheduling and shit, you know? Anywho,
Man.
damn. You
I,
wanna or have we reached the point in the show, KP?
no, Alf sucks in mock draft, man, is wilding.
With Derek Queen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Come on, man. You just saying stuff now, man. Come on, dog.
He said, hey, you want to put somebody else up there? Fuck it. I want Derek Queen.
Come on, man.
Oh, Saints got the second easiest schedule. That's not bad. They gonna need it. They probably got the second worst
Hey,
quarterback.
hey, guess what? Still ain't gonna matter.
right?
Oh yeah, look, he followed that up with just to
This is
go
just to
3
go
and
3
14.
and 14. Yeah, buddy.
Oh shit. I still
Man,
don't know how do you pronounce their quarterback's name, dog?
slosh or something,
Slouch.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Slouch.
Look at nothing.
uh,
You say slow time or slow time. But man,
oh man.
Kansas City has the most primetime games with
Shuck? Is that how it's
Shuck,
pronounced?
Shuck.
Shuck?
Yeah, Shuck,
Shuck?
Shuck. There
Okay.
you go. So
Shuck
KC
and
has the
jive.
most.
Shuck.
KC has the
Shucking
most.
jiving. Out there shucking and jiving.
KC has the most primetime games as expected. Man, they got the best quarterback in the league. No disrespect to you, engineer. I know you don't agree, but with Patrick Mahomes, I think they have 6 primetime games.
I
Cowboys
think
have
he's saying
5.
I think he's saying 7. Do they have
7. I'm
7?
sorry. They
Okay.
have 7 primetime games. The Cowboys have 6 primetime games. And then the Dolphins, Falcons, Eagles, Lions, Commanders, Bills, 49ers, and Chargers all have 5 primetime games. So those are the most in the NFL this season. Dallas, first team to play 4 Thursday night games. They're going to play 4 Thursday night games this season. The opening
Damn.
night is
4?
a Thursday. Yeah, they play on
Oof.
Thanksgiving. I think Christmas might be a Thursday night game, but yeah, they
Mm.
got 4 of them joints, man. 4 Thursday night games in the season. That's crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said Texans didn't get any primetime
Hey,
games?
but Bong, they open up Thursday,
Oh, you
right?
said they did. Yeah, they open the season against Philly
Okay, so they get that long break after the first game at least, but
to
after
go
that it's gonna get tricky.
see to go oh yeah, I think we play the Giants week 2. So we get Philly in Philly, and then we turn around and play um, the Giants week 2. So two division rivals in the first 2 weeks. Uh, Already the most in demand games of the 5 most in demand games of the season. You have Dallas and Philly. Um, you have KC and Dallas. Green Bay and Dallas is the top 3. And then rounding out 4 and 5 is Baltimore and Buffalo, and then Buffalo and the New York Jets as the top 5 most in demand games, with the ticket prices being astronomical right now. So,
Buffalo and
yeah,
the Jets.
as a top 5, I don't know how. Maybe it's a New York thing, but
Mm.
Cowboys showing that they're still 30 years of incompetence, and cash rules everything around me. Cream.
Okay,
Niggas
so
still getting the money.
Alf
Hey,
sucks.
the Jets.
Alf sucks at mock draft is saying he thinks May is taking that big leap this year.
Mm.
Hey, listen. When we
You
talk
think he's
about
gonna, you think he's
when we
gonna
talk
leap
about
over is a lineman trying to tackle him,
hey,
go out of
hey,
bounds and avoid that sack.
check this out, KP. When we talk about the NFL or the NBA, or when these somebody trying to um, put somebody in a position to succeed, look no further than Mike Vrabel.
Mm.
Like, I mean, New England brought him in like he's about to be the savior.
Yeah.
Like he has the he knows the New England culture, and he did such a bang up job in fucking Tennessee. Like, what the fuck did you do in Tennessee? Like,
Yeah,
you had Derrick
they had
Henry.
some good years.
They had some
Mhm.
decent years, and
They had
it was
Derrick Henry.
on the back of Derrick Henry, right? You know what I'm saying? They never developed a quarterback. They never developed a quarterback.
That's
Tannehill never.
because he's a linebacker. He
Yeah, he was no Tannehill was a
no,
Tannehill
no,
was a
no.
fucking
I'm
wide
saying
receiver.
Vrabel. That's because Vrabel
Oh,
was a
okay,
linebacker.
yeah,
Yeah,
Forget about
yeah, and
this
he
smash
back he
mouth
back in
stuff.
the building too, ready.
yeah. So I mean, again, y'all took on Stephon Diggs, right? Stephon got Cardi B to keep him right. Hey, listen,
Ha!
Stephon coming
None
off of
yet.
what was it? Was it
ACL, I believe.
Achilles or ACL?
ACL, I believe.
Okay, whatever it was. Come on, man. That just happened last year, right? And you think he's gonna be ready to go right now? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just somebody's buying the hype in New England. They said they had one of the best drafts. I can get behind that. They brought in some pieces. They brought in a new head coach. The last head coach didn't really get a fair shake, but something tells me if this year's a 4-win season or a 5-win season, and Mike Vrabel's going to get a second chance to make amends and kind of turn things around.
They still blaming on what was the black coach's name?
Mayo,
Yeah, Jared Mayo, right?
Yeah,
Gerard Mayo.
man.
He got 1 year. I mean, he couldn't have got that
Yeah.
much blame. You know.
Wasn't he a linebacker too for the Patriots?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got with a one with linebacker. They're like, we're gonna get the better linebacker. What they're gonna bring in Teddy Bruschi next year? We gotta bring in Teddy Bruschi.
He definitely knows the Patriot way. Come on, Teddy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, but there's a lot being said about the Chicago Bears, and I really, really want to see how that plays out for Chicago. Chicago, again, no excuses, man. You got the offensive coordinator. You got the guy that everybody wanted. You got Ben Johnson. He was the guy most coveted by all teams. He wanted to come and put on a show and do it his way. So, you know, that's one of the teams where the excuses got to go out the window, man. They built the offense around Caleb Williams. He should succeed. Duval.
We give you the first year. We give you the first year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Learn.
But now you have a guy that came in. He's definitely proven his offense works. And then the guy in Duval, you know what I'm saying? Trevor Lawrence. It's a proven year for you because you have the second most coveted offensive coordinator turned head coach in what's his name? Damn it, Duval. My man, Cohen.
Yeah, Cohen.
Right. So, you know, and they gave you a weapon in Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? They solidified the O line for you. I think did they get some running back help over there?
I don't know if let me see. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, engineers, Chicago got everything. No excuses. You know, but it's gonna be show and tell for a bunch of teams this year, man.
And you're saying did Chicago get a running back?
No.
Or
Patriots.
The Patriots?
No. Jacksonville.
The Jags?
Yeah. So either way, it's gonna be show and tell for show and prove for a bunch of teams this year. I can't wait till September rolls around. While you looking that up, DP, KP, it's that time of the show. I know you got them. Got them all.
Oh man, y'all gotta start with y'all disclaimer.
Oh, you know it's coming. Hey.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing that they still have Travis Etienne and then Tank Bigsby. Yeah.
Bigsby's legit. So you know, just a little quick disclaimer. Let me see. Trevor Lawrence's experience is pretty clear at this point. He's a top 15. Yeah, he's a top 20.
Top 25.
He's a top 20 quarterback.
Top 25.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely got a. Okay, you said they got Trey Henderson. Is that
Oh yeah. That's right.
Okay, yeah, I knew that because remember we talked about it. We talked about the running back situation over there.
Yeah.
You know, time to turn that car into a bicycle. All right, man. But while we tee this up for KP, man, just remember the thoughts and views of KP are his and his alone, and do not represent the thoughts and views of 2Peez and a Bong. Please gamble responsibly. We do not have any sponsors. I love what the Raiders did this off season as well, but it's gonna have to play out.
I'm about to say, I'm like, damn, that was in the disclaimer.
No.
And just to be clear, because look, we can't be out here putting out false information. So it was Tutton, the running back from Virginia Tech, that the Jags got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody said Tutton.
Yeah, that's who they got. Yeah.
Somebody said Tutton. It was up here somewhere. Damn.
Yeah. It was Alf Sucks at mock draft, so he's
okay. Tutton ran a 4.28. in
Yeah.
the combine, but hasn't played a game of organized football since 2020. Shit. Hey, that's a project. Anyways, DP, second disclaimer for KP, and we can run with it.
Okay. You guys heard Bong, but listen, KP's motto behind this. And Scotty boy, I don't know where you at, but you can bet your bottom dollar. Just don't bet the ones on top.
Let's get it.
So, um, I don't know if y'all were tuned into the games yesterday. I did give some picks the day before, so I went 50-50 on those. I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah, I've told you guys before that there was some stock that was low. You should have bought it for the low. That stock was Jonathan Kaminga. If you missed out on that stock, I don't know what to tell you. Anyhow, they out, they going fishing, and now we looking at the next game 6 between Denver and OKC.
What he gonna do without his ace in the hole? Kaminga gone. Now who you gonna tell y'all to bet on?
Hey, man, hey, another guy I was talking about was Luke Cornett, man. I was talking about Luke. He came
Oh
too.
shit.
Uh, so Lou Dort over 8.5 points. Nikola Jokic, man, after what he did 2 days ago, I'm getting back on that train, so I'm going over on the 28.5 points. Michael
That's a
Porter,
good bet.
he's got to do something on the court. I'm thinking he rebounds. He goes over 4.5 rebounds. Aaron Gordon, over 5.5 rebounds, because I'm looking at this. OKC's got to win. They've got to control the boards. And I've said this before. I believe that Denver has the best rebounding front line in the NBA between Jokic, Gordon, and Porter when they're all trying to rebound. They're tough. Shea Gilgeous Alexander, over 5.5 rebounds. Russell Westbrook, over 2.5 rebounds. Christian Braun, over 1.5 assists. And Jokic, over 1.5 steals. And I believe OKC ties the series up to make it a 7-game series.
Man, it seems like OKC has been playing pretty good down the stretch in these tighter games than Denver.
Mhm.
So
Last
just
two.
last two for sure, both
And
wins.
you mean
You done
the
prematurely set
balloon,
off the flowers, the
the balloon.
balloons.
And
But
KP, you mean Denver ties it up?
Yeah, excuse me. My bad. Yeah, Denver. I said it backwards.
so I just think that right now, if there's ever
Nanya said he need a Cornet poster now.
if there's ever an opportunity for a team to not play with their food and kind of just put, you know what I'm saying, put a dying dog out of his misery, do that with Denver in game 6. Because if it gets back to game 7, I'm rolling with Denver. If it gets back to game 7, I'm rolling with Denver just because that's where championship DNA really kicks in, and you basically put yourself in a one game playoff, a one game, one game for it all type situation with guys that aren't proven against proven champions. So, these are guys that have they're the seasoned team. They're the much older, much more experienced, been through the ups and downs. Even somebody like Russell Westbrook, he may not have won a chip, but he's been to the finals. If you don't win tomorrow, you're going to lose the series. I believe that for OKC.
I will disagree, but the only reason I would disagree is because let's say that they go I'm believing that they go 7 games. That's now 14 games in the span of 3 weeks in the playoffs for Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets.
His game
They,
is not such that, you know,
but he's gassed. And
he can play
yesterday,
gas.
and yesterday, um, he had a little extra pep in his step, and that was the first time he had an offensive breakthrough.
And they still lost.
But he's been struggling, and he's struggling because he's fighting 3 dudes,
Yeah.
and he's going to continue to fight those 3
That's
dudes.
officiating. That's officiating.
Yeah.
If
I
we're
just
being
like
honest.
OKC's chances with it going back to their crib. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's Denver. Obviously, Denver has to win. Um, OKC, it would be better for them too, Bong, just to kind of get it over with. You don't want to take the chance, but
Right.
I would probably roll with them in a game 7 at the crib.
Right. I
Um,
mean, just my thoughts. The same thing I'll say about New York. New York, don't play with your food. Okay, you guys want to come home and win it in front of the MSG crowd. Don't fuck around and let Boston go to Game 7, and we'll be watching. Because if they do, we'll be watching a Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacers, Eastern Conference Finals.
yeah, I doubt it.
Like these guys, these teams. If you don't have to take it to 7, don't take it to 7. Take care of take care of your food, man. Eat your food. Don't play with your food. I'm saying it to OKC primarily because Denver has the championship DNA. Like you're you're tempting fate in hoping that Nikola Jokic doesn't have a 50-point triple double. Like it's so regular for him, or a 40-20, or a 60-10, or whatever. Like Jokic is liable to do that in any game, and if he does have one of those legendary historic games, it changes the dynamic of the team. So, but hey, we'll see how it plays out, man. I think OKC gets it done. But if they don't, I think they lose in 7.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay. Hey, Scotty boy, is this the only thing that made you lose?
That's terrible, man. Hey, man, listen.
Porzingis for the 3 rebounds? Is that the
Look,
only thing?
I don't know why you did that. I really don't understand why you did that with Porzingis the way he's been. Like, come on, Scotty boy. You my guy too, Scotty boy. We could talk this parlay thing, Scotty boy. Come on.
Scotty boy said, "Hey."
Listen, man. Scotty boy, you gotta go into the Discord. When you want to say something about a parlay, man, go into the Discord.
Yeah.
Mention it in the
I don't
Discord.
know. I don't
Di-
know. Scotty Boy. I don't know if Scotty Boy was here when we were talking Discord.
Hey,
Discord is live.
shout out to
Discord
FYF
is live.
Sports Debates. What's good?
What's up, FYF?
What's
How crazy?
good?
He says, "How crazy would it be if the Celtics come back and win this series?" Eesh,
That's what I said.
crazy.
It
It
would be
would be
crazy.
crazy.
But I
But
don't think it's happening, baby.
if New York does not beat them at MSG in Game 6, we may see that. It's all about taking care of your food, man. Take care of your food. Don't play with your food.
The-
Anybody that has kids, I tell
Hey,
them all the time, man, eat your fucking vegetables, eat your protein, and then you can have the milkshake or the chocolate milk or the juice or whatever afterwards. Don't play with your fucking food. So
Bong,
if they don't get it done at MSG, man, I think Boston wins it in Game 7 as well.
Bong.
Yo,
What today was for Boston was that Shane Mosley punch on Floyd Mayweather that shook him up for a minute.
but he clinched, he locked up, he locked up that arm.
And they
Well, I
they, they
mean,
put all the mustard in that one. And I think it's a wrap for them, man.
You said
you
if
know,
there's any team that can crash and burn, it's the Tibbs led Knicks team. Yeah, Tibbs plays his guys 52 minutes in a 48-minute game. He don't let him sit out. He don't let him sit down during the timeouts. Get out there
Listen,
and dribble that ball and get
hey,
a couple shots up while the referees are looking.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
We're gonna challenge the replay. We're gonna challenge. Get out
hey,
there and dribble while we're challenging the replay.
you know what though? The
Jay, no
refs,
joke,
the
dog.
refs are gonna be taking that bait.
That
That
that Brunson
they
bait.
gonna be taking that Brunson bait at the crib. They gonna be eating it up at MSG. It's going
Well,
down.
you're gonna have all the old Knicks players intimidating the refs front row. You got what's my man?
Look, he said they probably practicing now.
Yeah,
Hey, in there running 17s,
absolutely.
not just shooting around. They on the line. Get on the line.
I'm trying to think of my man Bernard King. You got Bernard King courtside looking like he just stepped out of a casket. They're scaring everybody, man. I'm looking
Uh,
like why Bernard King got makeup on, man. What
Yeah.
is
hey,
the world?
hey, man, it's
That's
a
the thing.
party,
It's a
and
party.
they gonna throw the party, man. You know, it's going
Oh
back to the crib.
man,
It's going up in New York.
dog.
Absolutely.
It's going up.
Nah,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
like, have you seen all the players sitting next to each other? I'm looking like
Yeah,
I saw Latrell Sprewell
with Larry
next,
Johnson.
next to
Yeah,
J.R. Smith, next to
yeah,
some. I'm like, damn, like
yeah.
You remember they did the same thing last year where they were standing on the baseline.
With Marbury and Carmelo and
Carmelo,
all. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
out
yeah.
of here, man.
You know, I'm like, they let Marbury back in the building.
Before Charles Oakley.
hey, Charles Oakley still ain't been back, huh?
And then Marbury got that statue in China, man. You can't tell him nothing now, man.
Oh yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see. Let's see.
yeah,
He
yeah.
said on my show today, I was saying that Ewing is the most overrated center of all time. The James Harden of centers. Y'all agree? Um,
Whoa,
You know, Ewing
was
Ewing
that
was a
today?
whoa.
Ewing was uh, a part of the Jordan era. So we have to give grace to those that
Do we?
that were victims of the Jordan era. Yeah.
He
You think
listen.
hold on, you think Hakeem gets his two if Jordan don't retire?
But this is what I was about to say to you. When Jordan was out, it was the time to win, and Hakeem did, and Ewing went against him and didn't win in 7 games.
Well,
And I always say the best part of the Houston New York Knicks series is when it went to the OJ chase.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I was just about to
that's
say that
right.
shit.
That was the
That was the
best part
OJ.
of the
That was the
series.
OJ shit.
Is when
They
we
Yeah,
cut.
saw
yeah.
OJ driving in the Bronco.
It was like Memorial Day weekend.
That was the best part of the series,
OJ,
man.
they cut to the
Like,
OJ shit. For y'all
yeah,
that wasn't
Well,
old
absolutely.
enough, I'm
But he had
like,
the
yo,
yeah, he had
OJ
the
sliding through the city.
yeah.
we talked about this before too when we brought up the Hakeem situation where, you know, I was talking about Hakeem kind of being disrespected when it comes to the center talk to some degree. Um, and Ewing came up and we were saying, well, I think I said that Ewing just being so dominant in college, folks expected that to translate to the pros. And I mean, he was a top center, but when you start comparing him to the other greats at the center position, there could be an argument for. Oh well, I mean,
Yeah.
do
I see
do
I
do
mean
do people put him in the top 5 though? I don't know. I don't really hear people putting
Wow.
him in the top 5. So is he
man,
overrated or is he rated where he needs to be?
I remember running into Patrick Ewing, man. I ran into him in South Carolina at a AAU tournament. This dude shook my hand like he knew me. He was like, "Oh, what's up, man? Good to see you again." I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, okay, Pat, whatever, man. Okay, good to
Hey,
see you,
man,
dog."
hey, but maybe he
Oh,
saw
good on
you
the
and
block.
you didn't see him, man.
Yeah,
But
I
man,
guess
He
so.
said
hey,
Hakeem is overrated too, though.
that's wild. He said no grace. Losing is losing. I feel that. I feel that, man. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just saying that he was a part of that Jordan era where, again, as a Laker fan, I can understand because I think Kobe and Shaq, and then Kobe and whatever the little trick bag teammates he had after Shaq.
Well, Slava Medvedinko, man, you ain't feeling Slava Medvedinko?
They held people.
Sasha Vujacic, man.
They held
Woo.
teams from getting a championship. Think about it. I think if they don't run into the Lakers, AI, the year where they had Coach of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, and MVP, he wins a championship. You stopped AI from getting a championship. Then you turn around and did it again when he came to Denver. When you played him and Carmelo in the Western Conference Finals, they ran into the Lakers again. So, I mean, unfortunately, some errors are defined by people that just didn't get a chance to make it. Charles Barkley. I go back and look at some of his highlights. That motherfucker was incredible, but he
Until
had, he had his chance. He had his chance against MJ, and couldn't get
But
it done.
but Ewing had a chance when Jordan wasn't playing.
that's what I said in '94.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, and again, I mean, I think
and then
Hakeem.
again, and
Hold
oh
on,
no,
if you had to
he
rank
started
And
on
then,
the
Hakeem,
wall.
and then they
hold on.
couldn't get past the Pacers in some,
If you
Go
had to
ahead.
rank Hakeem against Ewing, who are you putting as the better center?
If I was to
Out of who?
do who
Hakeem
and
and
Ewing,
Ewing.
oh, Hakeem's better.
Hakeem.
Okay, okay,
Hakeem.
okay,
And
okay.
FYF, by the way, who is your top 5 then? Who's your top 5 centers? I'd
We
like to
just
know.
went through this. I just went through this with y'all not too long ago.
Yeah, I know. I said that's what
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
when we were
yeah.
I referred to that and said, that Ewing came up in that conversation.
Well, no, we were talking about Hakeem because I said I
Yes.
don't think yeah.
Yes, and Ewing came up in the
Oh,
conversation where
okay.
we were talking about him, and then it went to Samson
Yeah.
and Hakeem in college and stuff like that. But I mean, I need to know who your top 5 is for centers, because where do you have Ewing ranked? Because
Uh,
honestly, I don't really hear people putting Ewing in the top 5.
FY
Jones,
okay, FYF. If you was listen, if you was
So
gonna
this
say
is top
George
5.
Mikan, I would have boycotted your show, FYF. As long as you didn't say George Mikan, we good. Wait a minute.
Okay, so he put
No Kareem?
Hakeem in there.
So you have them over Kareem? You wildin'. You wildin',
He said
FYF.
Hakeem was overrated, but he put Hakeem in his top 5.
To not have
Over
Kareem
Kareem. Did you mean
Abdul-Jabbar in the
Kareem or Hakeem?
You know what? You know what? Before he says something, I'm gonna throw this out there.
where is
Maybe,
Kareem?
maybe it's because of the teams that Kareem had when he was with the Lakers. The Lakers
Yeah,
always
he
had
said
a
no. He
stacked
said
squad.
Kareem. He said Kareem. He said Kareem.
Oh, okay.
He said Kareem. He said Kareem.
I was about to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm
Come on,
sitting here
man.
trying to say, like, why would he? Okay, so
Like
it's
it took
Kareem,
LeBron.
not Hakeem.
It took LeBron 40 years. It took like 40 years to break his scoring record.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, and
just
is that your order, or is that's just your 5?
I'm
And
gonna just go with
he
that
got
just as
Jokic
5.
in there.
Got Jokic in there.
Yeah, Jokic in there
Jokic.
already.
Hey, Jokic be doing some different shit.
Kareem, low key the GOAT, if we being honest. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what he was doing.
Okay. Cause I'm like, well, okay, maybe he talking about Kareem had the supporting cast with the Lakers or something. So he taking, like, I don't know.
Ah,
But
because
okay.
Kareem won one in Milwaukee.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say he only had that one on the solo tip in Milwaukee, but then the Lakers situation, it was like the Lakers was stacked. We've been talking about how the
They
Lakers
got
always
lucky.
had like
Remember, they got
talented
lucky with
squads,
the.
dog.
They got lucky when they got. Didn't they get didn't they
James
get
Worthy,
James Worthy and then Magic Johnson like back to back,
Yeah.
like back to back years, like to go with Kareem.
79, 80. Was it 8? It might have been 2 years apart. I think it
Okay,
might have been 2 years apart. But yeah,
okay,
but they got them both. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you got to remember Kareem. He go back to UCLA when UCLA was going undefeated for 2-3 seasons at a time.
You know, the year that the
But
Lakers
Bong,
got James Worthy,
that's
they
the
could have
thing
got
though.
Dominic Wilkins.
Bong, that's the thing though. Kareem, it translated. You had to change rules and stuff for Kareem, but then it translated to the pros in terms of still being winning titles and stuff like that. But with with Ewing, maybe not so much.
Yeah,
Uh
no, for
oh.
sure.
Hey, FYF, you got two out of three of us Lakers fans up here. and I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I'm a Laker fan, man. Come on, yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
listen, all's well that ends well. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Now, hey, now the NBA looks at us like they don't want to do business with us. We got to go
Yeah.
make backdoor deals with Dallas. You know what I'm saying, on some homie shit. Like, hey, we're gonna do this 1-for-1. Don't go talk to nobody else. We got the best deal for you.
Oh,
Holla at
look,
us.
look at
Yeah.
this take from Alf Sucks at Mock Drafts. He said Hakeem would be the GOAT if he came up in today's league.
No,
You-
he didn't have a consistent jumper.
He did.
No, wait, hold on. I was gonna
Oh,
say from further than 15 feet. So no, I would say no because of that. Like Jokic shoots the three.
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
different kind of game.
Jokic
Yeah,
is different though. You know what I'm saying? And I think Hakeem was doing a lot of the face up shit back then that centers back
Oh,
then
that's a
weren't doing.
stretch though. This may be a stretch.
Oh
A
no,
Bobo?
no.
hey, I want to hear. I want to hear where he's going with this comparison. Why he's
Hey,
choosing
hey, and
Bobo.
FYF, I'm gonna find out which team you coaching. Yeah, I'm gonna find out what
Yeah.
AAU circuit you
What
in.
what area AZ?
He said Hakeem is a top 3 defender ever. Chill on my man's name.
I'm trolling, B.
Nah, he
Yeah,
said
I
he
see.
trolling, man. He
Yeah.
trolling. He got a few folks in the frenzy.
Hey, look. Hey, nah. Hey, look. Hey, you ain't fooling me. Look, he's like, I'm trolling. I'm gonna find you, nigga.
Hey, FYF, while you in here, man, I know you subscribe. Thank you for the subscription. Go to the Discord.
Oh, okay. He said he coaches at Grand Canyon
Grand Canyon.
University
That's
men's
dope.
club basketball.
That's dope. That's
Okay.
dope. That's dope. Good stuff.
Okay. Man, all right. Was you there? I coach at Grand Canyon University, GCU men's
Men's
club.
men's club basketball team.
What the okay.
Is
Damn.
that intramurals or
Yeah.
like what
We the defending
or
national
something
champ.
like it?
Might not be
Okay.
the best time to schedule us right now. Hey
Okay.
man, you might not want to run against me, dog.
Okay.
That's
I'll
good
get
stuff.
I'll get out there and show them young punks how to play. No,
Oh,
he don't
hey,
be.
Scotty Boy asking where the link is. The link to the Discord is it's on the homepage.
Can we copy and paste it in here?
I
Um
don't think so.
Put it in the
let
post comments.
let me see. Yeah, let me see. Maybe I'll go ahead and try that
Okay,
right now.
it's like D2 basketball. Okay, no, respect, man.
Yeah,
Respect.
well, and I've heard of soccer having the clubs for sure.
Okay,
But yeah, so basketball too.
yeah,
That's what's
respect.
up.
You know, I gotta.
Hey, I'm a go enroll in some classes at GCU and come try out for the club team and see what I still got. Put
Yeah.
me in, coach.
And which person are you from FYF? If you don't mind me asking. So when I go back and I tap into your live, man, I'm gonna show you some
and,
love.
and by the way, I saw FYF, I saw you talking about that GOAT debate book you putting out. When is that coming out?
Speaking of books, check out that basket buy
Bye
ball.
ball.
Forgot about
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's an
Wow.
old school
Gotta
joint.
check out that basket buy ball.
You know, I got a copy.
Basketball in a Bible, baby.
Yeah. Man, that's dope.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah,
Oh, he said it's
it's
only one
not
person.
posting as a it's not
Oh,
posting
okay.
as a link. Sorry, y'all. Go debate book coming out this weekend. Okay.
Copy only. Okay.
I assume that's maybe like an Amazon or where can the folks tap in?
Man, come on, man. We giving you the promo, man. Come on, put it out there.
FYF Go Debate book coming out this weekend, hard copy only.
Hey, man, it can't be. Don't have it out there for like $99.99, dog. Still $100. Okay. Oh, Amazon. Okay.
Amazon
Amazon.
$888, baby.
For sure.
Okay.
We'll definitely tap in. But we appreciate you rocking with us, man. Like the fella said, man, we definitely appreciate the love shown. We'll reciprocate by all means, But respect though, for sure. Scotty boy, DP just
Okay.
put
Hey.
23. You a Michael Jordan fan?
Those are my favorite numbers,
Is
man.
Jordan the
That's my
GOAT,
favorite
man?
number, brother. For y'all that don't know, man, I like basketball so much, man. I was doing the recording, holding the basketball, man. That's what y'all don't know.
There you go.
Man.
Just in case DP was talking that mess.
What?
I had this basketball just in case you start talking that mess.
And what you gonna do with that?
Shoot
Besides
some
make
eyes
me
out.
mad.
Shoot your eyes out.
Oh shit.
Oh man. All right, well shoot. Hey man. Everybody who joined in today, man. Jordan is the 10th GOAT until LeBron retires, unfortunately.
Oh, I agree with you, man.
Okay.
Hey, I agree with you.
Okay.
Oh, that 23-23 is deceiving.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you.
exactly. I get it.
Okay.
Nah, it's
Hey, man,
Jordan. It's got double entendre. He dropping
man,
bars.
listen, man,
Jordan, LeBron.
I feel
Which
it,
one
man.
is it, baby?
Hey, man, makes no difference. We balling the same. In the words of Jay-Z.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Well, all right. Well, we're gonna have to check it out. Well, man, everybody who tapped in, Nunya, Alf Sucks at Monk's Drafts.
Deal
I know
World.
Chris Darter was on here. Darter was on here earlier. Deal
Scotty
World,
Boy.
Engineer, Scotty Boy. We had a couple new folks. B-ball fanatic. I saw you in here. And then it was somebody else. It was
Oh, Nunya's tripping. No way.
what Nunya say?
None,
Larry
we'll catch you on the
Bird,
next
best of all
episode with that talk.
And then another new person I saw that actually spoke was Andre Townsend.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So I
Man,
appreciate y'all.
Andre 3 stacks.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with us. Bong, what do we need him to do, baby?
Hey man, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We truly appreciate it. 3+1, yes sir.
All right.
Well, holla.
KP, go ahead and get your balloons going before we get up out of here, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, y'all. 2 Peas in the Bong. We out.